Loving this map. Test the map pool a little bit.
Here it is again.
At some level, I do like the confidence from Exertion at the interview, being like, yeah, I want to see if we can take them down on it. Like, they played it 4 times. Let's go.
Well, they got plenty of utility in this pistol for FURIA. Lots of utility.
You got to expect an upper hit on this pistol. FURIA did it 3 to 4 times of the 4 times they've played it.
Well, and so far, it's been stalled out, slowed down. They're having a little look over towards ramp instead of committing into that upper site. Yimfat waiting for the attack, and there's going to be plenty of FURIA forces coming towards him, so he decides not to stick around and fight. He drops down into the lower bomb side. Cello speeding up, racing in behind him, but he's not alone. He's got Torsi out to those double doors, and they're already opened up. This could be a devastating start to the pistol for FURIA, but Skulls kicks it off the right way. Brolin is down. Flash comes through, and double doors swing open. Yimfat's still been behind them, and he'll swing out. He'll take that headshot now under a lot of pressure. Yimfat going for the reload, and he's got Torsi to come in and help him. It's chaos, but Fallen's back in this fight for FURIA, and 1 minute left. Suddenly only Skulls, and they know exactly where he is. He dishes out damage on Shui and realizes he's got a chance to fight Exertion on his own in this 1v1 duel. Skulls has an opportunity to win this pistol for FURIA, and there is time to stay composed.
Yeah, there definitely is. He knows one player's low, going to attack forward. Torsi, a little bit of movement, good swing, aggressive swing. And Skulls now in the back of his head has said, I know I've gushed this guy. I know he's low.
Does he want to just go for the fight? He's worried about where Shui could have got to because he was last detected towards Hell, but he could have gone so many other avenues of approach at this point. And with 25 seconds left, Skulls is not spotting him. Does he take the risk to go up the vent and plant on the A bomb site instead?
Looks to be likely. And yeah, a little bit of a positioning game because he saw Shui fall back earlier when he gushed him underneath Heaven. He saw him back away from that. And it's all a guessing game. But now it gets interesting because if it's like this, there's a little bit of luck now. It's like the HP of Shui in certain situations might not matter. If he finds a good timing, if he gets a little bit lucky and Skulls is looking the wrong way, but still going to be a very difficult clutch.
Shui starts to ascend up the ladder.
Now that Skulls has gotten into the safety of the door, I think this is pretty much impossible. With this HP, with no kit either, no utility, there's really not anything Shui can do at this point but stick the bomb, stick the defuse, and pray.
About to be a big step up for Skulls in his new home. He kicks off the pistol versus MOUZ. It's 3K and a 1v2 clutch. And he's looking to bring some of that support, as small as it may be. There's definitely more FURIA fans out there at the moment, and that's a big pistol win.
Really nice pistol win. But, I mean, look, I cannot believe Jimmy actually gets 2 kills here. That's a wonderful
crazy
spin and almost got away from it. But with the angles that they were playing, it's giving those Glocks a lot of space. That engagement is at such a range. Really, really tough for those USPs to handle, especially considering the number of FURIA players that are there. So good start for the Brazilians with the pistol round victory. And that's starting to be a trademark of their T-side nuke. And we've seen Fallen able to put good offenses on the board out of these kinds of victories. He's called some very, very good offensive halves on nuke for FURIA.
MP9's out on 2. Yimfat and Shui. Using those MP9s. And we got a scout for Torsi, so the full investment for MOUZ coming back in with a force in the second. We've seen this work out yesterday for G2 in the quarterfinal. They were able to rack up 5 rounds off the back of a force buy victory. Bit of a tech issue now, and it is a keybind issue, I've been told. So I'm just getting that one reset and hopefully fix it so we can get back into the action as quick as possible.
Alrighty. So yeah, just a few little hiccups to get things going.
I mean, we're looking overall at the tournament, and I think this is a tournament that MOUZ are going to feel like they can win for sure. Because you look down the rest of the bracket, Spirit got knocked out yesterday to G2. Next game later today, you're going to lose one of the Titans of Na'Vi or FaZe, right? They're guaranteed to be gone. You're going to play the winner of that if you get through FURIA. And a strong performance in this quarterfinal could be a positive sign for MOUZ to kick off this rest of the year.
I mean, remember, I mean, you're fighting obviously for the trophy, for the prize, for being champions at the end of the day of the EWC, but also, yeah, having a hot start to your season, going into like this next stretch of events with the confidence of knowing that you've shown you're playing some really good Counter-Strike, that you're coming out of the break fresh and on the same page.
This force bite is off to a bruising start for Brawl, and he's down to 27 health.
This is interesting from FURIA. They've taken control of Wrap Room, now creeping underneath Heaven. Haven't wanted to attack lower just yet. Scout is not the most wieldy weapon to stop multiple players trying to come up and wrap around you in heaven. Torji's going to have a really tough task.
Yeah, he's got a really tough angle to deal with here. It's all about catching a good time. He's actually going to change his position and play on those rafters. Fallen coming up close. That Mac 10 in close quarter combat against the Scout. It is favored to win this duel. Torji was focused on the ladder. Fallen gets a free kill. And now Shuei peeking out towards Squeaky, towards the back of the lobby. Spots that bomb coming over the top, and he drops it. He takes out the bomb carrier. Fortunately, it falls forward, so Fallen can pick that up. And it's not working out here for MOUZ in their force by. FURIA have stayed in control. And that bomb now goes down with both of the remaining MOUZ players towards Hell.
Not bad at all from FURIA. Pretty chill as they move around the map. Never looked out of control though, and all we can really think is Jimmy and Exertion save these weapons, maybe find some exit kills, recover a rifle if possible. But FURIA is going to be off to a good start. You consider the force buy from MOUZ. Everything's lined up for them to get a 3-0 run to open up Nuke, to open up this quarterfinal series, and then we get underway into the gun rounds.
Strong start for FURIA. I mean, this is their best opportunity in the series to get it going. Nuke being up first. If you could take a victory versus MOUZ on Nuke. You know, up next is Mirage, and that has been a map that throughout the years, Brazilians have been comfortable on and always had some decent performances on. So even if it is early in the roster's lifespan.
I really like what Jacob said on the desk, to be honest with you. I really like how he mentioned, you know, we've kind of praised FURIA for their performance so far, but most of that really truly is because the bar has been set low, because we no longer have real significant expectations of what this team is supposed to do. And obviously with the new lineups and the coaching change, well, this is their biggest test yet. And if you take this scalp on Nuke and you challenge MOUZ deep into the series, potentially take the series, all of a sudden we're going to start looking at you and being like, all right, no, we see you, FURIA, coming back in hot.
Kesserado was an absolute beast in that resurrection stage of the tournament. He was really bossing a lot of these Nuke games.
The way he just single-handedly bullied Mongols was something special.
Yeah,
oh, what a timing.
This is great from Shuei.
FURIA took their eyes off this push for just a second, and they might get punished for it.
How many can he realistically get here? Shuei takes one and gets traded out very quickly by Skulls.
I think he needed two. I think he needed two to make this feel more realistic, because look what you have after that. Now a CZ and a Deagle, a USP on Brolin. He's got a Zeus, though, as well.
It's not like there's limited time for FURIA where they would have been rushed into a top site play. They can stay composed and go back into ramp. You can see how slow and methodical they can be clearing out ramp room. There's still 40 seconds left after doing this, so they can go down into the lower bomb site. They have a smoke. 2 smokes, in fact, a couple of flashes. Got plenty of utility to ensure that this will be a round win.
Interesting seeing him not use those smokes over. Okay, it's coming out a little bit late. They drop it on the plant as well. Yeah, that gives Torji a chance to come out and just fire off a couple shots, try and take some attention away. Exertion's Deagle with only one of those doorways open. He doesn't want to take the fight. He knows FURIA will be focused on that. They'll wait for it to subside, and then let's see if they have a miracle in them.
Exertion starts to make his way down the ramp room. Deagle in hand. Brolin actually picks out one in that Khalil. Effective trading once again from Skulls, who's doing absolutely everything, but now must do everything because Exertion is alone, and Skulls steps up for FURIA again. He said this team feels like home, and he is settling in well.
A little bit more game sound pumped into my ear.
A 4K for Skulls, impacting the pistol, now saving them in this kind of nightmare scenario.
Yep, that's a really good start for Skulls. 7-1 for him. And yeah, I mean, that's right. If you're a fan of Skulls, I know for me personally, I've wanted to see Skulls do well after, after seeing him at some of the RMRs over the years. It felt like Liquid wasn't exactly a great chance for him to get that experience and kind of rise up and learn his lessons. Would love to see his potential start getting reached more and more in this FURIA lineup.
Torji waiting outside. AWP primed for the initial shot. And Cello not taking that step around the corner.
Like 30%-ish?
Timing might actually favor FURIA players to get around that corner. Now utility starting to come in. A flash dripped in. Smokes following. And Torji trying to catch them as that smoke pops open. He'll even use his grenade to disrupt the smoke cover, but it's not going to be effective. It goes a little bit too deep. And if it actually landed, he was looking like he was going to get that opening kill.
Yeah, that's the opportunity he would have wanted. Oh, good shot from Jimpat. That's a good boost up, and they almost able to catch him off guard, but he's away quickly. And now Torji's come back. Blind shot misses, but Ramp being held on to.
A couple of missed shots here for Torji over towards that rotation, and that has cost him most of his health, but he's still standing, and FURIA are down to 3 players. MOUZ at a better spot with 44 seconds remaining.
They're knocking on the door to the upper bomb site, though, looking to turn in towards Mini.
And Shuei's pushed through Hut. He's got himself lobby control. He's waiting for Fallen to come back, and that's the bomb carrier. So if the bomb comes back into Shuei, it could be a nightmare here for FURIA. Fallen has to fight him, and Shuei is in such a strong position, but Fallen able to take his head off. Yuri fights out of main. Brolin down, and suddenly a 2v2. Missed shot from Torzi again. 20 seconds as FURIA leap to the middle of the bomb site. Fallen punches those digits in. Plant is secured, and now this round is back on for FURIA. Yuri goes into the Hut. Yimfat still creeping and crawling his way closer to this upper side. He's worried that there could have been a push through Squeaky Door, but there's no one there. And that's an opening because that door is blown off. So Yimfat can slowly make his way into the site, but eventually they've got to go. Torji from heaven, Yimfat down to Fallen, who has had some masterful kills in this round, and it is enough to secure victory for FURIA. That is 4 rounds in a row, and it was looking so dire at the midpoint of this round.
This is such a lovely example this round of what this new look FURIA under Fallen's leadership is starting to adapt into. This kind of patience that we saw throughout the Resurrection stage, the willingness to pause, the willingness to wait and not just run into something, getting advanced positions and letting your opponents make the next move that you're kind of waiting for, that you're poised for. And because they have these advanced position, it all falls into place. Fallen gets this kill, Yuri knows Brolin is coming up from secret, and all of a sudden they find themselves in an avenue where the AWP is pinned down in heaven and can't re-peek, and they have a bomb plant, and then you just play a clutch. And man, that's gonna make you real happy. Look at that, you love that smile. You love that smile, that laugh.
You love to see it. FURIA are definitely having a good time at the moment. This is the first time out being used for MOUZ. Their cage is rattled. They felt like they were close to getting victory in that last round. They should have picked it up. Well, that one goes away.
And FURIA was doing this all day yesterday, winning disadvantaged situations like that with the kind of slow play. All of their opponents were getting frustrated, were getting a little bit angry, were scratching their heads a little bit and be like, how does FURIA keep turning these rounds around on us? And now MOUZ has a taste of it.
Yeah, it is working out very well for FURIA. Momentum on their side here on Nuke.
Keep in mind what they were doing yesterday, too. We talked about Quesarado and how well he played. He was so aggressive over at the Squeak Door. We'll see if he changes up his style, because he played a lot of games like that against kind of the weaker opponent. Oh, good break from Torji. This time it works.
Yeah, finally, he's been looking for that kind of play. Quesarado is having a bit of a tough time individually at the start of Nuke. He's down again inside of lobby. Nothing he could have really done about that one. Just a great move from MOUZ. Speaking of move, Yuri is doing that down lower. He's already at secret.
A lot of pressure.
In the fight, and Yimfat is completely ready. Grit headshot. That's MOUZ up 2 players.
Yeah, Yuri not ready for that fight whatsoever. Wasn't ready for the angle at all. Torji now repositions towards ramp room. Surprise, it's an AWP. Misses the shot as they jump over. And we've seen FURIA work with ramp control and do some cool things, but in a 3v5, it's going to be so difficult. You have the warning system of exertion. He should be good for at least 1 in this position, and a position in which you can survive. Good nade. Great nade. Can't get the follow-up, but they know exactly where the attack comes from, and it's all over. MOUZ is going to be on the board for the first time here on Nuke.
Comes off the back of a great towards the opener into a secret, and then Yimfat able to double up. Great work coming in from MOUZ, and it's important that after the timeout that they're actually able to win that round, because it felt like in the previous it was theirs. So they called the timeout, they had just enough money to get a good buy again. And this finally works out for Torzi.
Oh, saw a little bit of the arm before Yuri commits to the fight, so that was easy. That's fine nade work from exertion as well. Knew he did great damage onto 1 player, is able to clean him up. And MOUZ's defense has all the information, so timeout used by FURIA as they talk things over and don't want to allow MOUZ back into this game too early. And their own money is a little bit busted, down to Tech 9s. And again, what we saw from them, because we've seen them so many times on Nuke, those upper busts with these Tech 9s. Coming out of Squeak Door, Quesarado finding entry, swinging wide into the bomb site. But MOUZ has full utility. 5 Molotovs, 5 smokes, plenty of HE grenades. They have everything they need to slow that down, make it painful if FURIA want to go with pace.
Kesserado blows open that door and he's going for a quick maneuver, but he's held back by utility as predicted, but he will not be stopped. Brolin goes down. Kesserado with a kill through that smoke, and he is down the vent, descending into the lower bomb site. He's got plenty of help behind him, including the bomb on the back of Skulls. And this is a play for Cello, one that will not work. But he felt like he could take that risk with the Tech-9. He passed the bomb on off to Skulls before he made the maneuver. And now the bomb is planted for FURIA.
Yeah, but they've got 2 players in lurk positions. They actually have 2 players defending the bomb site right now. So it's actually, I mean, it's Skulls that needs to have a really good... Skulls and Kesserado need to hold on to allow Fallen and Yuri to activate.
Oh, in fact, good initial dink on his Skulls. Hasn't been able to take him out. Yuri needed to win that fight against Shuei, and now that he doesn't, it's going to be a lot more difficult. In fact, coming around the corner, was preoccupied with Skulls, and then forgets about Kesserado. So that kill comes in. It's now Torzi with a difficult angle with the AWP, and he is toppled as Kesserado does everything possible to try and close it, but it will fall to the man himself. And Zershin tries to take Fallen out, but there was no time for the defuse, and regardless, Fallen hits the headshot. FURIA bounced back with some weaker weapons mixed in with the rifles, and it's a quick drop into lower that pays off.
That's really well done from FURIA. I mean, coming back into this, Fallen with his lurk as well, 2 positions, and because these positions are so pushed up and advanced, you could see Skulls and Kesserado never actually worried about anyone coming down vents, never actually worried about anyone coming from secret. They were just fully focused over towards ramp room.
Oh, the buy is continuing to come through for MOUZ. They've got it again. Torzi with the AWP out. He's committed towards red. Cello's close by. Torzi flashed, has to get away from that, jumps in behind those smokes, and that will act as enough cover for him to get back to safety. Cello is worried about Torzi. He heard those steps. He knows there's a player trying to be disruptive. And they're going to have a little look. They don't see him, so they'll feel comfortable making their way towards secret instead. This
is really cool to see from FURIA. It's really cool to see them playing at this level after spending an entire year just being frustrated watching them, frustrated that someone at Kesserado's caliber and his good games isn't able to find success in these tournaments. Having them play this well consistently in this tournament on Nuke, it's beautiful. You got to be excited about that if you're a FURIA fan. Exertion, pinned down. He's got nowhere to go and no utility. He's being saved by this wall, but that could only last so long.
Yeah, the bullets just perforating and finally get through Exertion, dropping him, giving FURIA the man advantage. But look at Yimfat. He's gone on a bit of an excursion. He's got Shui with him inside of lobby, so all of that map control is given over to MOUZ. And Brolin defending down towards B at the moment. They can't commit through secret just yet, but 40 seconds, that's all that FURIA have left. They may have the advantage, but they don't have a whole lot of space to play with just yet. And Torzi on that outside cross has stopped Skulls getting down. Now the fight comes through, and Fallen picks up an essential kill. It is Brolin that goes down, but Shuei's quick to the vent, and a double kill from Shuei. That's the bomb down with 20 seconds left. FURIA have Kesserado spotted towards main, and that means only 1 player down lower. It's Yuri, and now he is the only player remaining with 10 seconds left on the clock. He's got to get past Torzi, and he doesn't take out the Hungarian sniper. He leaps to the site, he commits to the plant, he draws Torzi into it, but Shuei on that play down to the double doors is able to secure himself the 4K.
Yeah, and they do recover the op right at the end. We switched away, but Jimfat was able to get down the ramp and pick up the AWP. Man, FURIA finding themselves a decent advantage and felt good in terms of positioning. It's all Shuei, though, inside the vent. Fine shooting at a slim gap because FURIA cracked open outside, crossed over to secret without a whole lot of damage taken. That kill on Brolin felt like that might have been the end of the day, but Shuei holds the line. Fallen goes for the fight after that instead of just crossing, and Shuei's able to triple up in the round.
Second timeout for MOUZ.
Yeah, they're not out of it just yet. They still have the op as they recovered, plenty of rifles, money to rebuy into this, but it's still sketchy. I think more than anything, they want to find a way to get a clean round. 3-4 players surviving so that money can feel a lot better.
They were a bit weaker on utility and weapons in a previous round, FURIA, and when they were in that kind of scenario, they went for a quicker play by vent diving. It was very effective thanks to Kesserado's opening move. Let's see if they go for a quicker play again now with pistols. Tech-9s and a Deagle. Cello's going to start making his way over towards ramp. Just waiting for some MOUZ aggression at the moment. Just waiting out that initial barrage of utility.
Tech-9's timeout was all about setting up MOUZ so they don't stub their toe here. Smoke broken open. Exertion sees the cross, spams him down.
Last bullet gets Fallen. Now the Tech9's come charging in towards YimFat. He holds down MOUZ 1 and he gets a double kill out of it. He's out of bullets, but it doesn't matter because that USP gets the job done. It's now Yuri stuck in vent and 5 players on the other side still alive.
Yep.
It will be a third round for MOUZ.
This is perfect for MOUZ. This is the round that lets them set their feet and actually get comfortable into this half. With money building up, you get to just keep replenishing utility. You know with this kind of a buy, FURIA is going to be saving next. So MOUZ, they can kind of let out a small sigh of relief. It's still a long half to go, but this one sets them up for the future to be able to come back into this match and aim to regain the lead.
Yuri close to Brolin. Tech9 gets through one, so no clean sheet in this round for MOUZ. Although finally taken down by Shuei. And of course, Cyclone will be very happy that the timeout resulted in a pretty clean victory in the fallout round.
Absolutely. He's got such a good feel for his players. Obviously, with so much over the years has been talked about how long he's been with them from the academy days. So, I mean, he's just got such a good feel for when these guys are stressed, when things are working out, knowing when the environment, needs a timeout, needs to be worked on. And the 2 he's called so far has got him going in the right direction. 4 M4s, plenty of utility, AWP on Torji, up against 5 Glocks.
The Glocks running their way towards ramp.
Oh.
That actually took a dink off of it, but he's still just very cool under pressure here. Eventually gets caught with that grenade in his hand. Better weapon now available. Insertion, he needs to not be overrun here by those Glocks. They're peppering him down. Finally, the rest of the cleanup squad arrives and Torzi picks up 2 on the 5-7. So 5-4 the scoreline reads now, and just 1 round the gap. All
good committing to that fight when you got a player coming from heaven to support you over in ramp room. Nothing they can do to salvage that second M4. The lead is now cut down to 1. FURIA is back with rifles in their hands, and it feels like we talked so much about the economy of MOUZ so far, but for FURIA, it feels like they've had plenty of busted buys in these past 3 or 4 rounds. A couple Tech9s mixed in. That round's all Glocks, previously all Tech9s.
Yeah, money's not been allowed to swell for either side.
Pace change.
Serato blows that door open, and it's now having a look. No one's peeking into him just yet, but eventually they will. Brolin place with the flash, and Serato fortunate to still be standing.
Yeah, faking the pace change, showing a lot of utility that would sense they want to have some aggression towards that upper bomb site. One thing we haven't seen out of FURIA and Serato that I was mentioning earlier that we saw from them in the previous stages is that effectiveness from Serato out the squeak door. He was finding picks round after round against Mongols. Here against MOUZ, he's given it a little bit more respect. He hasn't tested that fight nearly as much.
Big kill from Cello. Brolin goes down. And I'll draw those numbers even again. Deep angle for Torji being taken. He can look all the way down into that lobby entrance, and he wants more. He wants to go aggressive, and he was so close to taking Fallen out that he's the bomb carrier for FURIA. And with 50 seconds left, there's still some time. So they're just sitting back inside of lobby, composed, and they're letting Cello start to make his play down secret. But eventually, FURIA must make their move. And the smoke comes out towards main. Follow-up lurk smoke for Serato to assist him with some cover down that vent dive. And they're going down into the lower bomb site with some speed, joining Cello. YimFat rotating down. He's got Shuei beside him on this ramp play. And they're looking to try and stop them from getting out squeaky, but it's not working out just yet. That bomb just about making it out alive. Serato gets detected. And now YimFat jumping down into the middle of the bomb site is out of bullets. So he goes once again to the pistol. 5 seconds left. If he gets this kill, it's all over. And Fallen, not enough time. Can't win this round. We need the kill. And Torzi hides around the corner. The young Finn, with ice in his veins, just dives down into the site and saves his team.
And he uses FURIA's own smoke against them. The Molotov from Shuhei to make sure they can't cross into the bomb site delays them. The spam delays them. And even though he runs out of bullets, he knows coming through that smoke. What an advantage. You'll never expect that play as you're fighting out towards ramp room. And MOUZ barely hold on. All together, though, I mean, again, a good T-side call from FURIA and Fallen, and a really good reaction from MOUZ as well. Torji forced back from the angle towards Squeak Door. Fire everywhere in this upper bomb site. Brolin wants a fight. He's gonna get it. Cleans up 1, finds a second with the pistol, and FURIA's got their first step out the door.
A lot of sidearm action going on here for MOUZ, and it's very effective. YimFat in the rafters, he still has a good angle to spot out the low HP of Cello, who thinks he's got cover with that smoke. But YimFat finds vantage. And Fallen stepping up with that Tech 9. And Ding comes in. He finishes off the job, but Yimfat's so close. He's so quick on this play back. And Fallen and Yuri both fall down. It is now MOUZ into the lead.
It's what I mentioned when FURIA get that clean win. It's like that's them settling into this half. They have been on a 5-round streak, 6 of the last 7 rounds going in the favor of MOUZ's defense, and they're being so aggressive in terms of swarming the point of attack, especially towards ramp room, as we've seen a number of times, getting player after player streaming in, and FURIA's not able to get any comfort in that part of the map any longer.
It feels like so long ago that we were watching the images of FURIA looking composed and
happy, smiling, laughing.
Yeah, exactly.
Pointing at each other, hyping each other up.
And now it's the opposite story. They've really been trying to make their way out squeaky door. I think they've only been able to get out there once in this half without losing too many players. And they decided to go with a vent dive in that round. So last round of this half, FURIA looking to try and leave this tied up with MOUZ at 6 apiece. They don't have the best purchase to round out this half, but it does allow them to get extra utility going to those Galils. A lot of utility being thrown outside. No one running with it. No one from FURIA committing towards the outside position. Instead, they're going back in towards lobby.
Well, this is kind of the window of opportunity they wanted, right? They have a player on top of Hut MOUZ. They have one in Mini, but the Opper, Torji, his attention is kind of outside due to all that utility. However, counter nades from MOUZ slow them down, and Shuei's found the first kill, and now it's backfired because there's no more nades left for FURIA.
Yeah, that dive down from Shuei nets him another, and Skulls, he's out in the middle of the bomb site. A double kill onto Brolin and Shuei. Skulls was the player that kicked off this half, winning important rounds for FURIA, and Fallen goes down to the hand of exertion. Grenade goes close. Yuri making his way towards the bomb site now with Skulls. The grenade over the top of Heaven, softening them up, but not enough.
They just ran it right back. End that first half with 6 rounds in a row. They've got a 2-round lead heading into this pistol. Let's see what FURIA's got on the CT side. Skulls has picked up dualies, a little bit of utility, a Molotov, a smoke on Fallen and Cello, a kit added in there as well for a late defuse if necessary. And MOUZ is lining up to split into this A bomb site, it looks like. Perhaps some pressure towards Secret, a P250 at range to duel with Heaven. But they want to hit upper this whole time.
Keserado's here too. Oh my god, Torzi somehow gets back to that angle. Gets back to that chance on Keserado. Stepping up though in his stead is Yuri with a double headshot on the USP. He's still alive at the back of the bomb site, and the rest of FURIA now starting to gather at Heaven, and so that bomb sees the chance to get out of there. And perhaps they won't anticipate Torzi to still be towards main. He can cut away this rotation of Yuri, but he's considering it. Yuri goes back into that fight, and Torzi still steps up. Bomb is now down for Yimfat, and he's going for that solo fight, and he gooshes Cello. He brings him down low, 1 HP to be exact on Cello, and finally Yimfat closes out the job on him. It's now just Fallen, and Yimfat does not care. He peeks again with confidence, and this time to an instant headshot.
He's got such like an understated game, but I mean, Yimfat's got to be one of the greatest talents that's emerged in the past few years. The fact that he's just kind of stepped into this position and just been a badass from day one, and it just keeps getting better and it's consistent. What a sick player. Good shooting in this round from Torji as well. He took down Keserado over in secret, finds that little lurk on Mini as Yuri tries to rotate, but this one's all Yimfat.
No force buy here for FURIA. They want to get the guns out as soon as possible. And that's a big shot from Brolin. Should be a very comfortable round here for MOUZ, 9-5. Could be ringing out on the scoreboard soon. I mean, we talked about the chance of FURIA winning Nuke, and it has been a very good map for them, but I think it was Jacob saying on the desk just before this, he was saying, you know, MOUZ really shouldn't be losing a map to FURIA today. It should be a 2-0 in the quarterfinal. And right now, that is looking increasingly likely.
Yeah, MOUZ are starting to just kind of build up into this really, really nicely, not look back. Skulls, last one left with the Zeus, but look in the wrong direction. 9-5. MOUZ starting to look really, really strong. Guns are going to come out here for FURIA. Let's see if they can put a stop to this early and keep this game close.
The support FURIA trying to give them some energy because they know this is going to be a difficult comeback into this half. So MP9s on every player to save cash?
Yeah, save cash. You have a buy in the next round. You can make it dangerous. I mean, things go your way. You get a little bit fortunate with these MP9s. You select good fights. Maybe you can win the round, but it doesn't it doesn't knock you out for the next round if you lose it either. This is really interesting from FURIA.
An intriguing purchase, one that might pay off for them. MOUZ are ready for some aggression. But are they ready for what is about to come towards them? Flashes in. Cello only gets one. In the meantime, though, Torzi stopping the attack of the CTs. And MOUZ come out on top of those jewels until this shot from Kesarado. He takes a lot of damage on board, but he draws those numbers even. And Fallen still waiting inside of ramp. If he catches a good timing, Torzi is so low, 32 health. They can rapidly lose their life with an MP9. And Fallen just sees the back of him, but cannot get the chance to take him out.
Yeah, I don't think he likes the timing that he's presented with. I don't think he likes this opportunity at the moment. He's a little bit nervous, not knowing if Brolin is actually watching the position. Now, the tough part for FURIA is MOUZ is going to go quiet. They're just going to look for pushes everywhere. And they're going to let FURIA play without information for quite some time. And as Fallen moves around the map, they kind of lose a sense of what's happening towards ramp room.
Kesarado, good timing, spots out Torzi in the middle of the site, and Brolin's now alone in a 1 versus 2. This full MP9 purchase could work out for FURIA, but it's all down to Fallen, who decided not to take his chance to chase him behind Lobby, but reposition for this exact move. The 1v1 as he gets ever closer to Brolin, they trade position out, and Fallen makes the read. He catches Brolin, and the MP9 purchase pays off.
That hunt from Fallen on Brolin was extended across like 40 seconds in this round. But the beautiful thing is, this little buy works from FURIA. Now they've got tons of cash. Fallen can drop the AK-47, pick up an AWP. The full MP9 investment has paid off.
Yep, and that really reopens the chances for FURIA now to continue to remain competitive here on the first map of Nuke. They've got money to fall back on. They'll get the AWP out for Fallen. Now, we've seen a couple of times throughout this tournament that FURIA like to go with a double AWP setup on the CT side. They don't have the funds for that yet, so it is the only AWP on Fallen at the moment.
Yeah, he's got 16 kills, though. He's playing really well at the moment, so let's see what this AWP can do. He's got a sense like he's got the hot hand. He's parked his AWP over in ramp room, so giving his teammates a lot of chances to be mobile with the rifle, stack up towards the upper bomb site. And for MOUZ, they got to be really efficient here. 2 smokes, 2 flashes, and a Molotov remaining for the rest of the round. Whenever they use a piece of utility, it must have a purpose.
Cello made his play quickly towards Secret. So he's standing just around that wall. Exertion is aware of that possibility. He'll send the fire in to try and heat things up for Cello. He's forced to use utility, but it actually doesn't spread up.
It stopped burning him.
Yeah, it stopped burning him as he threw the smoke. So he's going to be a little frustrated about that. Gives away his positioning, and Yuri goes down. So this is now looking pretty good for MOUZ. They've got the opening advantage, and they know where one player was.
Well, they've lost outside, so what's the response for FURIA? Fallen still hasn't budged from ramp room. He still has the deep angle with the AWP, but Heaven is going to be aggressed upon, and Kesarado falls down.
He's not wanting to stick around here, knowing that they've conceded control of outside. Skulls is the only one addressing Heaven at the moment, so he's looking up towards Brolin, and Kesarado's checking his backside and covering this site push. Big headshot from Skulls. Kesarado loses his fight, though, and Skulls to the back of the bomb site. He's trying to defend against multiple players, encroaching on his position. They nearly line up perfectly, but Skulls cannot sink too, and it's MOUZ that will head to double figures.
A nice round win from MOUZ, but they had so many good advantages. That Heaven position is so hard to deal with, and even though they get the kill, it's given space over the players coming in through Mini. It's giving space to other players to encroach into the bomb site itself. And FURIA is going to be on the back foot.
And they don't have enough money, despite winning that MP9 round, to go for a back-to-back buys after conceding that last one. So they're back to pistols. They'll have a purchase in the next round, but this is very likely to concede an 11th round to MOUZ.
They're missing some of the impact that Kesarado had been providing through the early stages of this tournament, right? They're missing some of those opening kills he was getting on the T side in the first half. They're missing some of good rotations and good clutches and everything that he's been able to provide with them to get to this point in the tournament.
I mean, he just lost his jewel in the last round, too. If he wins that fight, then maybe there's something on there for FURIA. But as soon as he goes down, Skulls is now in a position where he has to worry about Heaven and the players running in towards him. Not going to be too happy about his performance here, but still time in this best of 3 to change that. Yimfat waiting for some aggression. 2 players picked up easily here for Yimfat, who is having one hell of a map at the moment. 22 kills, 8 deaths. Mr. Consistent is Jimmy. And that is now an 11-6 scoreline.
Yep, and there's really no more chances for FURIA. No more rounds they can drop. This defense has to just become unpenetrable from here on out. Fallen's up. Last time he had it was parked over in ramp room the entire round. If he has a chance to have it again, if Yuri can drop one over to him, it's got to be mobile. It's got to be moving around the map, because at this point, he's reading the game really well, but he's the only one really having true impact for FURIA. Skulls has had his rounds here or there, definitely had a hot start, right? Yep. But it's been Fallen all the way through. And you want that off to be a force on the map. You don't just want it to be set in one location and left to its own devices.
We knew this day would be hard for the side of FURIA, but now they're getting to their last chances on Nuke. Timeout taken here for Cyclone, actually. He's, I looked at the logos incorrectly, so FURIA going for the timeout. And a third one used out. That's their final timeout picked up here.
Yeah, last-ditch effort to see what they can do to stop what's happening with MOUZ. Have a conversation on how they want to play outside, put a stop to any of those fast moves. Brolin's picked up a MAC-10, which puts the thought in my head that something a little bit more fast-paced is coming.
That would be heartbreaking for FURIA if they're not ready for that.
Yeah, if you just get wrecked by an upper bust right now at this stage in the game, ooh, that would suck.
Because you understand it's unlikely that FURIA will expect this kind of play, but the MAC-10 is not going to be continued with. It's going to be the AK back. So 4 AK-47s, AWP out for Torji.
Importantly as well, FURIA's loved a double op setup on this map on the CT side, and they simply haven't had the money to bring it out. We've seen Fallen and Cello kind of operate with those 2 AWPs, but no chance for that to come into play quite yet.
There goes Shuey. Out through Squeaky. MOUZ have lost the first player here. Fallen gets caught with grenades in his hands. He's not ready for Shuey to be pushed out through that Squeaky door, and Shuey is not stopping. He's the punt to defensive FURIA with 3 clean headshots. Zershin going in towards main. Yuri catches a decent timing, but unable to take the kill.
That's weak. Weak from FURIA. It felt like none of those 3 players, Skulls, K-Serrata, or Fallen, none of them wanted that fight. None of them wanted to prevent anyone from swinging out from MOUZ. Fallen has nades out instead of the AWP. Skulls kind of hides himself behind the boxes, one hiding inside the bomb site, and Shuey's got all the freedom in the world to just find battle after battle, and he wins them with style. So 12-6, and MOUZ with 6 opportunities to steal this first map away, picked by FURIA.
Shuey's on the hunt to take everything away from them. He's a little bit further up, but he's using that smoke to try and get around the corner. Yuri has to defend the weapons and does so. So at least 2 rifles taken over into the next round here for FURIA, but it might be the last round. It's now 12-6. You have to remember the start that FURIA had. They had so many rounds picked up in a row, so a lot of that scoreline is picked up in the first quarter of the game. And it is being a dominant Nuke showing from MOUZ.
It really has been. And I mean, you love to hear the success of that off that interview from Exertion. You love to hear it come to fruition or see it come to fruition. And MOUZ should feel confident. And you touched on it earlier. It's like Pimp said, this should be a matchup MOUZ comes into supremely confident and just comes and says, we're just going to flex. We're going to destroy them. And this FURIA team really hasn't been in the game since round 6. This was 5-1 in the favor of FURIA at one point. And they've just disappeared since then.
It's going to be a tense fight between Fallen, Yuri, when the MOUZ players that are about to round this corner. Utility's going to come in, takes a bit of that tension away, and the lineup through the smoke. Yuri's good for a kill and a lot of damage, but they have to get into the site now, MOUZ, and it's not happening for them. It's a big shutdown from FURIA, and this one ain't over yet. So as he sets up on Silo, but this round is done. It is going to be 12-7, and FURIA with a much stronger hold.
They needed that absolutely massive hold from FURIA, and now they can even scavenge an AWP, perhaps? Yes, Cello gets it right at the end, so free up for Fallen in the round, but more than anything, proving to yourselves that you can actually stop this MOUZ attack. Good crossfire set up as MOUZ try and turn into the upper bomb site. They take their third time out. Wanted to stop FURIA from building up any momentum into a comeback.
It's a very long road, but it must begin with the first step. And that has now been taken.
Throw to who? Yeah.
The AWP returns to Fallen.
Hasn't had a whole lot of impact yet, though, on the CT side. Again, like eliminated at Shuey coming outdoor, parked in ramp room the previous time he'd had it, not able to get involved in action as MOUZ went elsewhere.
Trying to be supportive of Utility when that Shuey play came through. And speaking of Shuey, he's down to just the Tech 9.
That's always been one of Fallen's weaknesses. He's just too darn good of a teammate.
MOUZ this time occupy outside with smokes, but not players. Instead, they're going into Fallen, and we wanted impact. We wanted to see it. Well, now he's got a chance to show it, and just as they're starting to come towards him, he pulls out Utility again. Cello goes down, but he gets one kill before it. He stalls them out. Now Fallen's turn. He must strike with his AWP, but they've got past his crossout, and he needs to get down and just about dodges death as Brolin was coming towards him. But Exertion could start to end this. Oh, look at this play through main. Catches out Skulls. He's looking for that second player. Didn't detect Caserado.
Does Caserado read it? He hears it now. They're coming back to the upper bomb site. Yeah, he realizes he can be the guy who allows his teammates to come up vents.
Starting to move into position. Exertion at CT vent. What a peek. Onto Caserado. Yimfat in the ramp room drops Fallen, and it's just Yuri left. Nuke has been so good to FURIA throughout the Esports World Cup. It saved them in the resurrection bracket, but here against MOUZ, it finally betrays them. They will concede this 13-7. The first map of the quarterfinal will go in the way of the favorites. And a confident statement before the match will certainly be felt coming out of this.
It's not the score line that is kind of a bummer for FURIA. It's the fact that this is ending MOUZ on a 12.
Will be answered soon as to who is moving into the semifinals from this quarter. MOUZ one map up, and we kick off Mirage with them on the CT side. FURIA going to be gathering outside of this A bomb site. We've got Skulls in Palace, the rest coming through ramp, and Utilities coming in swiftly towards his under the wood. He's got Brolin out triple to take the initial attention away, and those Jewel Berettas now unleash. And while it is down because Skulls and Yuri combined together, two players gone from MOUZ's defense already, and it isn't getting any better for them. FURIA are just destroying them on this A site. And it's Jimmy and Shuey that suddenly stream into action. It's two shots from Shuey, and Yimfat now has a 1v2. It's still a difficult one because Cello got into connector.
Okay, well, we built that one up for a very anticlimactic finish. Good job from Cello, just chilling. FURIA's pistol round's looking good. They've been rock solid on Nuke all through the event. They've got another T-side pistol round here on Mirage. So a chance to get off to a good start. We'll see if MOUZ decide to invest in this second round, which they will.
Yeah, they did over on Nuke as well when they lost the CT pistol. They went for that force buy in the follow-up round. Didn't work out for them. But perhaps Mirage can be a different story. FURIA hoping they can come out swinging right away here.
Yeah, but they also have to be thinking it's not about coming out swinging. It's about, you know, not punching yourself out of the game, right? Not, you know, don't want to do no rope-a-dope to yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Sustain it through the entire 24 rounds.
Yeah, it's about longevity, not just a quick pump in and out. As a minute 30 on the clock goes down, Shuey's already lost most of his health. He's down 14. Surely they boost him up. So Yimfat's going to go up into the corner, and Shuey is the meat shield, the bait.
Yeah, try and draw him in, but at the moment, FURIA is being very quiet on the map. Plenty of smokes down in middle for MOUZ to feel that presence, feel that pressure. playing without information at the moment and actually going to start shifting into a stack towards that B bomb site around a boosted Yimfat, but the rest of FURIA has gone to the other side of the map, so the stack is going to be out of position. And Brolin in a position where you can really only get maybe one kill here. You're not going to double up, especially if there's a drop. He sees the feet, sees the feet, flashbang coming in, blinded, eliminated, and that should be the round for FURIA. MOUZ likely to end up saving most of these weapons and trying again in the next round.
Torji is staying committed towards CT. I think they're soon going to realize it is incredibly unlikely they're able to get out of CT spawn here. Bohm is going to go down in the middle of the site, and yeah, they now realize there's no opportunities given, there's nothing granted over, and that'll be the save call. 2-0 here for FURIA.
Yeah, they're just coming over to see if someone's going to give them a stake. Yeah. Someone's going to give them a gift that can activate the retake. Doesn't happen whatsoever. So 2-0 for FURIA. They'll have to play one more round against the Scout, this MP9, a couple of Deagles. Yuri's going to go on a little bit of a hunt and peek into this B bomb site, see what he can find. Shuei's low. But Yuri's decided to clear out ladder room, so MOUZ should get away safely. Yeah, the MOUZ conversation is an interesting one. I think part of the reason why people haven't, not a whole lot of people predicted them to win this event is just because we've had the same kind of conversation about them, right? Like, we know they're really good. We know they can challenge for trophies in the studio events and things like that. And everyone's kind of waiting to see what the next big arena event is going to be for them. Everyone's waiting to see how deep they can go, how far they can go, if they've kind of solved those problems, if they've built up enough experience to overcome that kind of block that they're facing in the big arenas.
Yeah, this is kind of a sort of a cross between both, right? It's not like the Lanxess level in terms of audience, but it's certainly a big stage to play on. A lot of stakes in terms of...
A lot of LED screens.
Yeah, a lot of LEDs.
A lot of real estate of the LEDs.
That can be distracting, you know? And there's curved ones too, Jason.
I know, the curve is crazy.
I feel like that's something that didn't really work out in technology, is the curved TVs.
Sure.
I was thinking they were really cool, but didn't work out. We got massive ones here, though.
Hell yeah, we do. Once again, calm and patient to start for FURIA. Not committed anywhere. K-Serrato Skulls playing outside the A-bomb side looking for pushes. FURIA looking for aggression from MOUZ up middle. That doesn't come. So now they can just realign and fall into an execute. Use the advantage of utility and weaponry to force themselves into this bomb site. But MOUZ is stacked here. All four players, excuse me. Shuei starting to head towards the B bomb site just for safety.
Yimfat. Close up and personal here inside of ramp. It's a good start here for Brolin. This could get a little disastrous here for FURIA because
it's really
there's a
dangerous.
lot of players now line away for MOUZ, and they're getting every single kill so far. Torzi on the double with a Scout, and it is collapse for FURIA. It is utter collapse. Torzi 4K on the Scout, and he is loving that. Come on, give him fist bumps. He deserves it.
You don't get out of a ramp whatsoever. MOUZ prevents you from even peeking into the bomb site through that choke point. Brolin gets the first kill with the P250, and from there, no one from FURIA is able to stream out and take any follow-up fights, create any kind of space. 2-1. Good rebuttal from MOUZ, and they're going to try and build upon it. Torji's upgraded to the AWP instantly.
Torzi over the top of the smoke. Look like he's about to get the opening on Cello, but they don't round the corner. You don't want to go out mid here, FURIA.
They're just running the very same round they did in the last one, right? You kind of have these players watching for pushes. Skulls is in Palace just like last round. K-Serrato at A ramp just like last round. And all of a sudden, you see no aggression up middle and you just fall right back into the same execute. This time, MOUZ have fewer resources at the point of attack. 2 M4s, Torji's up, not in position quite yet. But if FURIA take this too slow, it will arrive at the perfect moment.
Cello gets 1 for 1. K-Serrato fights back. Torzi under a lot of pressure, and this time he can't replicate the work he got down on the Scout with the AWP. It's K-Serrato to spam him down through the ticket box, and that plant now coming in for FURIA. There's not a lot of money here for MOUZ left over, and not a huge amount of chances here to get back into this retake, so a save call could be considered.
I think if they don't get a kill like right now, the save call is the only call you can make because they have they had 2 saved Galils from the previous round, so that money's going to help them drop some weapons over. Torji might be able to get an AWP from Brolin, maybe. Either way, a good hit from FURIA and good kills from K Serrato. The only 2 frags in the round that FURIA get in his hands, and that's a presence they sorely missed on Nuke. They missed K Serrato so much on that first map. If he's going to pop off, have impact here on Mirage, they can make a game of it for sure.
It's essential that he delivers here. There's a big part of the Resurrection comeback in that lower bracket to come back into the tournament and have a chance to play in the playoffs. Is K Serrato's level just being really strong out of the break. He's going to be disappointed about his own individual showing on Nuke and looks to make up for it here. 3-1 start for FURIA. MOUZ with the save weapons, as you mentioned earlier, allows them to get good cash into their bank accounts. The buy coming out with Torzi on the AWP again. Unable to do much with it in the last round. They'll get a second crack of the whip. This time a commitment of FURIA players into middle. Yuri is going to go out towards his top boxes. Miss window smoke.
Yeah, and Torji loves that. He's peeking over it. Shuei stepping in front of him. It's a little bit awkward between the two, but Torji still manages the opening kill.
Did Yuri just get team flashed as he peeked out? That would have been that looked awful. Yuri gets taken out by the sniper. It's now a 5v4 thanks to that opening move. And now getting peppered down his skulls. He's under a little bit of pressure. Up towards Palace. He knows if he can get a bullet off, he perhaps can just drop Shuei. So Exertion is moving into action. He wants to take the aggressive fight towards Skulls. He's got a good angle here to try and defend his in-game leader. Shuei no longer has to fight. Exertion now getting deeper on the angle, but he falls off. A little bit of a fumble there, Jason.
No, but Skulls gets to pass that information along. Oh, Cello doesn't go all the way through. Shuei's just playing beneath him. Skulls has called out. One towards jungle, one is close towards Palace.
Fallen drops that bomb down, continues to move forward. But is he going to be ready for such a deep push from Exertion? The AWP comes around the corner, Fallen down to 25. He was quick on the shot and then a bold re-peek from Exertion right into the sniper, and Fallen punishes him for that. Shuei goes down in window. That low HP player finished off finally. Torsi striking into action, unable to land a shot. And Cello has found some space at short. It's all about the play into A, though. And with 20 seconds left, FURIA are in a 4v2. And Brolin has started to pull back. Yimfat's there to shut out every single player. And it's just Cello left, charging up through connector with 10 seconds left. He has to play for elimination. And what a recovery from Brolin and Yimfat on that A site.
Yeah, Brolin has been a wonderful presence to have come into this team, replacing Frozen in the lineup and then doing it wonderfully. Had a really beleaguered career back at NIP, but when he came into MOUZ, just rejuvenated and been a solid impact player for MOUZ. I was just about to talk about, like, you could see how much just like one tiny mistake can cost your team. That re-peek from Exertion against the AWP, he was thirsty for that kill. When he goes down, it forces all of the MOUZ teammates to start shifting, which allows Cello to double up on kills and gives FURIA a massive advantage. So a gift that MOUZ is even able to recover that round, given them by Brolin, and a timeout called immediately.
Yeah, that's one by MOUZ. Just to try and figure out what FURIA might actually be able to bring into the next round here. I can tell you it is going to be 3 Galils, 2 Tech-9s. A little bit of utility here for FURIA, but not the perfect purchase.
It's been a lot of attention on the A-bomb site for FURIA so far, right? They haven't really explored the entirety of the map just yet. Although with these Tech-9s, with some of these Galils, this lower buy, the pistols that can be more mobile and more aggressive, looks like they want to head towards the other side of the map a little bit, but actually going to go down in towards Underpass. And with such an aggressive defense up middle, this is going to, I think, get oh, that's a big kill. That opens up the avenue for this kind of a play through Underpass.
Fallen, what a shot on the Tech-9. He's going for it again. Fallen taken out this time by Exertion, but he was one shot away from dropping Torsi, and that would have been a double on the Tech-9 at top mid. It's all about the pack of FURIA players now making their way through the connector. Brolin comes to address it and instantly gets annihilated, but he at least sees multiple players coming towards this A-bomb site. Can MOUZ adjust their defense in time?
I don't think so. I mean, everyone's going to have to go through CT spawn. Jungle is smoked off. They've got Exertion who's come through the hole, playing behind the smoke at the moment. But that bomb's been planted, and Torji's AWP, he's on such low HP, he's not going to want to commit unless Yimpat and Exertion can create all the opportunity in the world.
Exertion is now ready through that smoke. Yimfat is flashed back behind CT, and Xerxin has to start making the play, so Cello's down. Distracted is Yuri, he gets taken out by Yimfat, and once again,
Not again.
Back. They're gonna pull it back again. Back-to-back, heartbreaking rounds here for FURIA, unless Casterado can save them. That defuse coming in, but Xerxin sees enough of Casterado and takes him off the bottom of the stairs. It is MOUZ to tie the game up, and that is going to be very frustrating for FURIA.
Yeah, that one's ugly. Like, last round is unfortunate when Brolin gets those kills to return. This one is just ugly post-plant. Nobody providing any resistance to really stop that kind of a retake. No one swinging aggressively for trades. And FURIA's in such a strong position, it's crazy it's been handed back over again. You have a 4-on-3, only 2 rifles really starting that retake, and there's no repeaks, there's no trades.
It looked like that one was locked in for FURIA. Now they're down to Deagles on 4. Casterado having to take just a Glock. And Cello is eliminated. Yimfat kicks off the Yimfat. The next player behind him is Casterado, and Yimfat makes that look easy. And he senses blood in the apartments. He's not stopping.
It feels like those 2 rounds might be like the kind of turning point, like sort of how we saw on Nuke, where all of a sudden MOUZ just hit this critical mass that FURIA couldn't do anything again. Those back-to-back rounds, that could be the very same effect. It could be a very similar thing moving forward.
At least FURIA had extra rounds to play with over on Nuke. It started a little bit earlier on in this half, unfortunately, for FURIA. They have even less to work with just 3 rounds picked up. They will at least get the buyback. You have to remember that round that they lost previous, it was still Tech 9s, right? It still had Galils in play. Now at least they have 5 AK-47s back in play.
Round 8.
Torzy. He's got the scope deep in towards the bottom of ramp. Oh, a missed shot. He's taken off their stairway, and that is FURIA up 2. Brolin can't do anything from the top of the wood, and just like that, that's the round over.
Yeah, no indication it's coming either. No utility to give anyone any kind of a warning. Torji's angle up on top of the stairs. He missed the player crossing over to his right, so that little distraction, that double peek and double swing is executed beautifully by FURIA. And the follow-up defenders have no clue what's in store for them after that, just punched in the face.
Xerxin under pressure, holds on to his M4. And now he's being pushed from multiple sides. He looks like he'll actually get away if he wants to grab an AK. There's one down there too. And he's going to descend and grab it right at the end, but did he grab it?
No, he couldn't find it. Couldn't find it at the end of the day, but we're all tied up at 4. Good response for FURIA. Nice and easy, but again, so much emphasis on this A bomb site. I wonder when that switches up, because it almost feels like FURIA is starting to try and train that tendency into MOUZ, make them keep thinking that we have to hit this A bomb site, pull an extra player over at some point. And I mean, Fallen with such an experienced in-game leader, there's going to be a switch up at some point.
Oh, big shot from Fallen. Torzy through the underpass. Trades one back, so it's blow for blow with the AWPs to kick off round 9. And it's going to be more of the A play.
No one going through Palace, though. Usually we've had Skulls in that position. He's just dropped down. A ramp is going to be under attack. Xerxin in a pretty safe position. And Torzy going to hold the line.
Oh, collateral, but no damage done onto the second player, actually. It was set up a lineup, but it hasn't been too effective. It's all about Shui now moving forward into the site. He's still alive. He wants to get up to triple, and he wants to defend this site, but Fallen forces him away from that position, and now there's under a minute left. Torzy kicked off the affairs with a kill through the underpass. He's now detected over towards Ticket, and he could chime in here with Yimfat. 2v2 as that bomb has to get in towards the site. Eventually the plant coming through. It's a fake. Yuri comes off it, trying to bait out the shots at Yimfat, and he does get what he desired, but it's all about Fallen's clutch. A 1v2. This will be the 4K as Fallen is primed on Torzi. The two players that started this round now meet at the end, and it's come to an upgraded weapon on the floor, but Torzi pulls out the sidearm. He'll go to that USP and beat Fallen in the fight.
Fallen thinks his arms are like 10 feet long if he thought he was going to grab that AK-47. That was ambitious. Good clutch from Torji. Good 2v2 from him and Jimpat as well. Alper's going blow for blow, as you mentioned in this round. The opening frags traded and down the stretch. Fallen have an impact, but can't win the clutch.
A tense 1 versus 1. It's put MOUZ ahead by 1 round here. Cello so close to taking out the Hungarian. Torzi is allowed to live. He's allowed to fall back.
Here's that switch up. So much emphasis towards A, now towards B. They catch Yimfat in the jump. Torji blinded, can't hit the shot. Exertion though from Catwalk's got 3, and that's it. This hit's done.
What a reliable setup this B bomb site is. They're quiet, they don't have to do all that much throughout the half. And as soon as FURIA send multiple players towards Yimfat, he doesn't make a mistake, he doesn't overextend, and you can rely upon just the impact of Xerxon out towards short.
And the problem really stems from the fact that, you know, you can train those teams to like try and lean towards the A bomb site, but MOUZ has been shutting them down at that bomb site. They've been winning those rounds. Even though some of them have been close, they've been winning it, so they didn't really feel the pressure to reallocate resources elsewhere. Happy to play that kind of standard default setup on the defense, and this time, the switch up just gets wrecked.
Yeah, and when you know you're shutting them down towards A, you know eventually they're going to have to change it up eventually and go in towards that B bomb site, so likely a conversation about expecting a B play around this point of the game, and when it comes, Yimfat and Exertion shut it all down. Cello trying to hold on to the AK. I don't think he's going to be allowed to do so. This Brolin play from behind is going to result in Cello getting knocked out, and this will end up being a 6-4 scoreline, and FURIA saving nothing. What's the money situation?
It's not good. It's not good. They can't really buy here at all. The losing bonus is building up. It's at 3, but everyone's kind of mid-2000s. Skull's at 3,500. You can get some Tech 9s as that losing bonus is going to help you on to the next one, but rifles shouldn't be anywhere in sight for FURIA. What a round from Exertion from Catwalk. FURIA trying to pick up the pace off that jump, so they kind of eschew any kind of utility usage. No flashbangs, no smoke, nothing to block it, and Exertion has a field day.
Gathering of the troops ready to enter this A bomb site. Torzi with a shot out back triple. He's going again. Second shot connects. Torzi is not missing much until that peek at Palace, and that one even connects. It just drops Skulls to 1 HP. He'll switch out to the USP instead, and Torji with absolutely everything apart from the final kill. Yuri will do what he can, but that AWP is out of ammunition, and Brolin makes sure he's out of chances. It's now 7-4 as we head into the last round of the half. MOUZ looking to leave with 8.
Yeah, it's starting to look like you nailed it earlier. Like another good start from FURIA, winning 3 of the last, through the first 4 rounds of the half, but the MOUZ turnaround was so quick, and FURIA didn't get themselves any kind of buffer the way they did on Nuke. This has turned into a little bit of a disaster now. Gun rounds have not been kind to FURIA. Last round of the first half, let's see if they can get it a little bit closer.
Quick utility tossed out towards middle from FURIA. Window smoke, top mid smoke, and now a connector smoke being thrown into the mix. So they are going to commit a lot of resources through underpass. MOUZ blow open that window smoke to gather information to see if anybody from FURIA is speeding out mid. They didn't see anything, and that re-smoke to window comes through for FURIA. So it looks like an A split is going to be set up here. They got one player in the window, Cello, and Yuri now jumping up to join them. This could be something that MOUZ haven't yet seen that might catch them off guard.
Shui's in position. Waiting, but he has to have that timing on the smoke. He can't afford to look in the other direction. He doesn't realize they're boosted up. And it's just tense at the moment. It feels like Yuri and Cello are waiting for someone else on the map to create some action to take attention away from this part, and then they can spring into action. But for now, they just have to be patient.
And Shui is so patient right now, just waiting. Let's see if anybody has climbed up into short, climbed up into the ladder, but the distraction comes in at the perfect time. Shui looks away, and FURIA capitalize. Now Brolin is under the wood. He's still ready for this A play. 25 seconds remaining here for FURIA. It could still go wrong for them. Brolin climbs up the ladder. Fallen gets an important kill, and FURIA now can plant the bomb. Last round of this half. MOUZ must attempt a retake, and it's a 2 versus 3.
Yeah, but they've broken FURIA's hearts in similar fashion before, twice already in this half. A third would just be awful, and Yuri's not going to let it happen.
Yeah, he's not letting that first maneuver come his way.
Down, we had the two back-to-back rounds where MOUZ was able to reverse their fortunes and come out despite FURIA having huge advantages. They'd love to have those rounds back at the moment. Pistol round going to be obviously important. That is the best analysis I've ever given.
This is a statement, Jason.
Yeah.
Bold claim. And we'll see if it does come true.
I walked right into it. Oh!
Okay. It's an important start to the most important round, and that is Skulls taking Torji out of play. 4 MOUZ players standing still. And eventually they will move forward into Cello. He'll take his bow and play the sound of death. With his peak on the flash, plenty of players around the corner for FURIA. The only one to show is Cello because he wants to set up Yuri. But MOUZ have decided, nah, we don't like that idea. We're going to go down into underpass because Brolin's waiting to cut off those rotations as they come back into jungle.
It's only because Brolin has this position. They don't have to worry about this choke point now. He's holding on to it, and FURIA realize we can't actually rotate through that part of the map. It's got to be CT spawn. Are they aware that FURIA's already here? Now they are. Shui finds it out, and he finds out hard.
3 players still standing for MOUZ in this post plant, but FURIA, remember, they've got a kit and a smoke available, and that's on the back of Skulls. That gives them a few extra seconds and some cover to play with as they get into the side to create enough pressure to defeat MOUZ in this post plant. But Brolin defends from jungle. He gets around the corner into cover. Caserado in the middle of the site. He'll deploy that smoke now. They've got to get onto it quickly. He's out of ammo, but it will not matter. YimFat and Exertion stepping up. And that is an unfortunate turn of events here for FURIA. It's now MOUZ up to 8 rounds.
Brolin does a really important job of getting that first kill as FURIA stream in for the retake, but more than anything, the biggest problem was it took so long for that smoke to get deployed on the bomb. That's the main leverage you have to apply pressure to MOUZ in that situation, and the fact that it takes so long to be deployed means MOUZ aren't panicking until the very end, and even then, by that point, FURIA's out of players. FURIA's got no one left.
Okay, Fallen not happy about that start to the round. He's dropped down to 12 HP. Fallen's going to change his position up. Common position to try and catch out the first player coming out of ramp. If you can land the headshot, can be very, very quick to death. And here comes YimFat, crouching out beneath Fallen's crosshair. Fallen somehow still alive until that headshot from YimFat. Caserado connecting with the scout. It's not enough damage to bring down anybody, but certainly softening up Brolin. Caserado's just pinned in the open. Too many players attacking him. If FURIA not doing too much on this defense, it looks like it's going to be quite a comfortable 9th round here for MOUZ.
The Exertion loves that smoke. He's actually super happy that smoke was actually just deployed. He's like, thank God I got a little bit of safety going on. Shui wants to style up on top of the boxes, and he's got 1. Skulls, the last one remaining, 17 HP. You're not going to win the round, but maybe steal an AK at the end of the day. Flash up into the sky, make a run for it.
That's the best to get out for here. Skulls, there's not too much available for him at this point. He's going to go through the smoke, and he won't even get out of it. So it's 9 rounds here for MOUZ. They're starting to kick into another gear, but there is still the caveat that there hasn't been a purchase yet for FURIA in the second half. So this is their chance to try and build something on the CT side, but it's got to start as soon as that buy comes back in here. It feels like they just got melted with their first sort of purchase with rifles.
Unfortunately, I think if FURIA was actually going to cause an upset on this map and maybe take this to a third, they had to have both pistol rounds. Because, I mean, especially with that force buy in the second, you're sitting in a world where MOUZ it feels really far ahead for FURIA to be playing mistake-free Counter-Strike, right? 10-5, MOUZ will be 3 rounds away from winning the map, winning the series, eliminating FURIA. And FURIA hasn't played the cleanest Counter-Strike up to this point to begin with.
YimFat, good headshot on Fallen. Shouldn't really get anywhere here for FURIA. Got a Khalil on Skulls. The best you can hope for is a little bit of damage here and there. But this is double figures now for MOUZ, and FURIA will then focus up into the coming purchase in the next round. At least this one's quick. At least it's merciful.
Yeah, painless, merciful.
Because that's all you can hope for if you're FURIA here.
Yeah, next one's all important. That's going to be the entire map on the line with this next FURIA buy. So we'll see what they can come up with. Another quiet map out of K-Serrato on 4 kills. And this time you don't have Fallen going kind of carry mode to carry you through some of those stretches and those quiet stretches from the Riflers. So everyone from FURIA better get switched on right now heading into round 16.
Yeah, there's not much room left now at this point. You're looking at 10 rounds already for MOUZ. You can see this one, they're up to 11, very close to getting the 12th round, and such a long road back into the game from FURIA at that point. This is a new roster, obviously, coming into this event. Jacob was saying, you know, our expectations have become so low for FURIA over the last few months, over the last years at this point. And for MOUZ, expectations are set high. Fallen's sniper out. K-Serrato, we talked about him wanting to have a better performance here. You know, it's kind of the similar performance he's had throughout the rest of the tournament, but this has been a very quiet quarterfinal. Nuke was quiet, now Mirage even more so. He got 4 kills.
Skull's gonna get aggressive on A ramp. Peeks down, sees nothing. But there's a lot of pressure at this A bomb site, all to set up this play. MOUZ attacking into the B site. There's Fallen's AWP ringing out, and Jibbat's gonna have to back away, have to fall off. They have no access to the bomb site. FURIA's defense holds strong in this initial battle.
Still over a minute left here for MOUZ to play with. They're gonna try again at a different time, at a different location, and that is through short. Fallen comes off the top ticket angle, perhaps at the wrong time, but he seems to have eyes back on it again, and Shuey is going to go down to that sniper. So Fallen with the AWP is proving pivotal here for the side of FURIA. 3 players left for MOUZ in this, and they're still committed towards the B bomb side. Feels like the only option left to them.
They tried to improvise a split towards this bomb site, but they missed the timing, so the smoke fades, and all of a sudden you can't actually get up catwalk. Fallen has that deep angle and a clean sweep. Exactly what FURIA needed moving forward. Build up some money, 5 players survive, plenty of cash, and see if you can make this comeback into a reality.
Yeah, the conversation has to be about, that's the first step. Now we focus up, now we get into this. There is a 4-round gap between the side of MOUZ and FURIA. And we've seen in MR12, we've gotten used to those gaps being closed very quickly.
Yeah. Very, very fast, but it requires, as we mentioned, all the individuals from FURIA starting to get to a different level, because no one's, or I should say everyone's struggling to find impact in their positions.
Yeah, MOUZ are going to keep testing them, of course. They've got a good buy again here. AWP off for Torji, everybody else on an AK and a decent amount of utility. The underpass is the first fight. It's K-Serrato 1-for-1 with Yimfat.
It's a really good setup. Exertion throws one flash is thrown by K-Serrato. Teammate throws a follow-up flash to blind those players. Skulls pulled out in the open and eliminated. A lot of pressure on Fallen now. He's got Yuri shifting over in support. Smoking off Palace, taking away a choke point. And Yimfat can play patiently in middle. With Cello on catwalk, FURIA can stop this mid-play, and that's where the bomb is, and they're gonna step into the fight. Oh, this is beautiful for FURIA. Beautiful.
AWP for Fallen, strikes right through Yimfat. Yuri able to follow up on Shuey. And now it's down to just 2 players for MOUZ. 50 seconds remaining. Roland applying pressure towards stairs, but he is forced back behind the flames in Palace. And the bomb is still down at the bottom of connector. MOUZ, they don't have money to fall back on any longer. And this is going to be a FURIA 7th. So the first 2 steps have now been taken.
I mean, they can still try and go for this. It's just time is the opponent. And with that knife pull out in the back away, it feels like now they've made the call to save. But there was a little bit of time if Torji could have found an avenue to get back towards middle, go towards underpass. 2v3 is recoverable, but the time was the biggest enemy in that round for MOUZ. 10-7, FURIA closing the gap. It's been positive signs this event for FURIA of what Fallen's leadership can bring with the Skulls acquisition and the coaching change.
Exactly.
But we haven't really seen like that trademark win they can take out of this event quite yet. Everything so far has just been best of ones. It's all been Nuke BO1 victories. Lost their series against Na'Vi to get dropped into the resurrection stage. Struggling right now against MOUZ. It's
we've never really known a FURIA without the leadership of Art and Guerri, right? This is kind of the first.
It's a new era
of Furia. There's been a lot of roster moves, a lot of changes, in particular in the AWPing department, but never in the leadership. Became synonymous with Furia to expect that high-octane aggression that was designed by the in-game leadership of Art, and we are very aware that Fallen and Art have very different in-game leadership styles, so you're going to see a different version of Furia.
Round 18 coming in. Up on Torji, up in the hands of Fallen. MOUZ fully invest into this round. They buy everything around the saved AK-47 and the saved AWP. 2 Tech 9s and 2 Deagles for the buy surrounding things for MOUZ, and this is a straight up A execute. Don't have the weaponry to move around the map and be mobile and take standard control. Just gonna try and break in with 1 salvo of nades.
Sometimes these simple rounds can be the most effective. Another re-smoke up to Palace from Furia.
I don't know. I don't think you can actually wait this out. I think if you're MOUZ, you have to go through the smoke to a certain extent.
You have to be aware there's a possibility they're pushing middle, getting info, pushing B, getting information.
And just the fact that you're applying no pressure anywhere else on the map is almost, I mean, Fury in their heads are like, watch out for the A hit, watch out for the A. There's nothing in middle, there's no noise, no nades.
Here comes that play forward. Smokes are starting to come on up. Fallen has eyes on the Palace swing out. Is it going to be effective for Fallen? He dodges the flash. Yimfat certainly doesn't, and Fallen nails that shot. Skulls holds down just for 1 on the ramp, and the quick play, the commitment towards A is stopped. It is 10 rounds to 8. Furia now 2 rounds away from tying this game up.
And now we're going to get that save. Now MOUZ have to just drop away. They didn't get a bomb plant. They're only finding 1 kill at this point. Torji, ooh, hasn't spotted it. Now he sees it, but they know his position, and they will hunt this AWP down. 28 seconds, he's got to survive.
You don't want the AWP to get into the next round whatsoever, and he has a grenade, might even finish him off. He's down to 7. Utility flashes, they're all thrown in his face, and eventually Torji will be taken down. A little bit of something to be happy about for the side of Furia.
2 rounds back, and now you get to breathe a little bit easier. You have to know this next round is going to be a save. Furia showing a little bit of tenacity, staying in this map, staying in this series so far. Now 3 in a row for the Brazilian side.
The gathering of Brazil's best in the arena. And not the best purchase MOUZ have seen. It's Deagles onto a P250 for Shuey. A 9th round is almost surely guaranteed. Now this would give you a lot of confidence in Furia if they are able to pull this kind of comeback. If they're able to close Mirage.
That's why I wanted to kind of put some context behind just like the BO1 victories, right? Because we've seen some good things, seen some good tactical things that they're starting to implement. And I mean, more than anything, if they can show that they're sticking into this game and not just fading out, not just getting kind of deleted the way they did on Nuke, that's a really good response to a game so far where MOUZ has been on top of you the entire way.
Oh, big shot from Exertion. That Deagle busts through 2. And a dink from Shuey on towards Yuri. You need to be very careful now. Fortunately, that grenade was still in the pocket of Yuri. And he throws it over to Exertion. Shuey now with an M4 versus 3, and he gets double peaked. An impossible fight for him to win. And now the gap is just 1.
They've switched into the double up setup that we saw so much yesterday on Nuke. Cello and Fallen each having one of the AWPs. MOUZ back into a full buy. Up on Torji, AKs to supplement.
We've seen them run this double up setup. And the only other best of 3 we've seen them play, and that was against Na'Vi. It was effective at times, and Castorado starts to lay down the law with the M4. It's 1 on the Exertion. He had limited ammo, and he stays composed to confirm that kill on Shuey. And Furia are now up in a 4v2 fight off the back of those mid advantages.
Thank God he bought the A4 because he dumped 20 bullets completely blinded. He needed all the ammunition he had. Smoke up in towards window, but MOUZ is limping.
In fact, creeps out through connector. Oh, it's a chance. One that he cannot take onto Skulls. And now they know where Yimfat is. The bomb is now crossing over short. Torzy with the sniper now spotted.
Now they know where both are. So Fallen can change his position with the AWP. Cello starting to look towards Catwalk. And K-Serrato looking for timings in the mid window.
They know they've got one pinned in connector. They know they've got Yimfat pinned in that. He can't escape. If he attempts to, he'll either have to fight into the A bomb site or into K-Serrato. It's a bit of a risky spot taken for K-Serrato because Torsi's up top middle, and it works out very well there for MOUZ with the risk taken.
I just have to ask why. Why do you take that risk? Now, you should be still fine. You still have all the advantages in the world.
Torsi's got a big clutch ahead of him with 25 seconds. If he commits into the B bomb site, Cello's got the sniper pinned up there, and Fallen's bringing the second on over. And Torzy realizes, no, I can't win this one. It's a safe call.
Not enough time, just back away from it. All right, Furia's defense starting to look rock solid. MOUZ can't break through. All tied up at 10. Furia makes this happen. From 5 to 10, 5 rounds straight. And it might be time for a MOUZ tactical pause to talk things over.
Map 3 is Inferno. Furia are able to topple MOUZ and Mirage, then we will decide this best of 3 in this quarterfinal on Inferno itself. And the timeout is taken by MOUZ. It is their final timeout as well in regulation. Overtime is not massively unlikely given how this game has gone.
Especially when you consider, I mean, MOUZ have been very good at finding solutions if you go back to the first map. They descend to a small buy here around that saved op. Keeping some money left in the bank with the losing bonus moving forward, but they want to be able to try and reverse fortunes in this round. Galil picked up on Jimpat. They had one on Shuhei, he sold it back.
Oh, big opener for Torzy, and you've got to do that when you've got the biggest weapon in the round for your side, taking matters into your own hands, going for the active peak, and taking Fallen out. So MOUZ can now settle in to the beginning of round 21 with a player advantage.
And a complete shift in the defense. Furia calling MOUZ's bluff. Cello's completely left the B bomb site. They're going to re-aggress in mid-late. I don't know if MOUZ will expect this. Is there a flashbang to activate? Good shot from Cello. Doubles up. K-Serrato rips them apart. And once again, over the top. This is sketchy. It's a brawl in mid. And Brolin's got a crack at a clutch.
He's got the AWP in his hands. He's got plenty of time. He wants to go to the more comfortable, more familiar weapon. The rifle picked up.
Everyone wanted to fight that round. Not a single fight they didn't like. So Brolin's got a minute to work with. He does have the bomb in hand as well. Skulls is going to start peeking down towards T-Spawn, trying to shrink the map a little bit, trying to gather a little bit of information, but for the most part, Furia players are completely split from one another. Puts most of the pressure on Cello, who's got way more choke points to have to think about.
Brolin now coming out of the B apartments. It's Cello. He will be in a 1v1 duel with Brolin in a moment, and the Alper has stopped looking towards the apartments. He's worried about a flank around from Market, and Brolin is slipping ever closer out of the apartments. Cello rapidly flicking between multiple angles and turns at the right time.
Quad kill for Cello with the AWP. Plenty of kills in mid. And a really nice drawn-out position at that B bomb site.
And now that's Furia in the lead, Jason. 11-10. What a comeback this has been. Cello gets the AWP out, stops that mid-fight chaos, gets his AWP over on that B sign. You're starting to worry about it because he's looking the wrong way.
It happened so fast as well. This is exactly what MOUZ did to Furia on Nuke. Furia's just returning the favor. All of a sudden, this defense just snapped. and everything's clicking. This mid-aggression from KSCERATO has been successful, and it's going to continue again. This time it's Yuri with the opening kill.
Yeah, KSCERATO's still around though, still at the bottom of that connector smoke.
Yeah, but he has that timing. He knows underpass is going to be a problem, but he can't get away.
Yeah, Xerxin just looks over the top of it, takes him out of the round, and now we're looking at a minute 20 left. MOUZ trying to get out of Palace. It's Brolin that decides to stand strong with the fight against Skulls, and Fallen starts to feel uncomfortable now that he's lost his teammate on the bomb site. He has to adjust his defensive position, and it's not a comfortable spot with the AWP, but it certainly could be surprising. The scope is up. Yinfat swings into him. Fallen goes down, and MOUZ into the lead on the player count. There's still a minute left. Torzi starts to drift into the site with a bomb, and it's a risk taken by Cello. It's a big shot, but he's traded out instantly. And Yuri, who started this round with a kill, is now put in a 1v2 with limited health. It's got to be a retake. He'll come back in through jungle. Yinfat's in connector. That's a really strong spot for him. It is so unlikely now that Yuri is able to take him out. Yinfat only needs body shots and he'll drop him. And that's exactly what happens. Tied up again.
What a great round from MOUZ. Good job again from Yinfat as well. He was the big-time player on Nuke. He's delivered more here with a big 1v1 or 2v1 clutch, the kill in it. We're all tied up. Plenty of cash for both teams. They rebuy right back into it, but both teams now, that's everything they've got. So you lose this one, and that last round is going to feel like it's just barely out of reach. They stick with the mid presence from KSCERATO to start things out. Torji, faster than Fallen. And a 5-on-4 for MOUZ in a critical round.
Shui receives a lot of damage. That grenade can finish him off, and it will. It'll sink him. Shui's had a nightmare here on Mirage. 4 and 17.
KSCERATO's been able to be aggressive in middle with impunity. Like, no one's really been able to shut him down, whether he's pushing or just playing a little bit more passive. They've been able to keep track of MOUZ in middle pretty much every single round, and now Cello's going to even push forward. He won't know about the bomb.
Cello. It's his climb up, hits the headshot first, but Yinfat has the better weapon. Cello goes down, MOUZ up a player, and the clock now ticks under 1 minute, but if Yinfat gets caught by KSCERATO, that would be the bomb.
That quad kill op round put a lot of confidence in Cello. His plays ever since then have all been like on the aggressive side of the spectrum. This one's punished even with the dink.
It's clear to us now to look at MOUZ and see they want to finish on this A bomb site. There's no one from FURIA actually within the site itself. They're actually leaning more heavily towards the B side, but KSCERATO spots out Xerxin. You can call it he was looking towards connector. Will the rotation start to come back from FURIA? They're going to have to realize soon that MOUZ have taken the A site.
I think KSCERATO's going to take a little bit of a peek, but this is going to be such a hard card. Nice molly. But do they want to go for this retake? Remember, this is everything. It's a doable retake. It's a really tough call.
Brolin got damaged as well. It's unconfirmed damage, and Yuri's picking up. Yinfat stepping into the open really makes this call a little easier.
But look at the flank. Brolin making the round-winning play if he can pull this off. Does he have the patience? Does he have the timing?
He could get in behind all 3 remaining players. Brolin climbs through the murder hole, but he gets spotted. Yuri considers it, and now Torzi's left with a 1v3, and time is ticking. FURIA playing for map point, playing for recovery, and Torzi just can't get it done. KSCERATO swings in, and straight to the defuse. It will be FURIA that hits map point first on Mirage, and they have reopened this quarterfinal.
Oh, that's a wonderful drawn-out round, and what's beautiful to see for FURIA, it's KSCERATO and Yuri combining for all 5 kills. The 2 stars that have been in this organization for so long, stepping up where they need it most. This nade to open things up, even up the player count at 4, and sticking around in middle. He was never cleared out, and KSCERATO's not going to give up those advantages. 12-11. MOUZ, the plant helps out so much.
Stamped down, Xerxin through the smoke. He can't even get across. It's KSCERATO with the opening move for FURIA. Stepped up by Skulls, and now 3 kills away from bringing us to the 3rd map. Inferno lies in way as FURIA finds some life here on Mirage. It has been one hell of a comeback, and they are just moments away from Inferno. Shuei with a performance he will want to forget, and celebrations as FURIA are able to push through. MOUZ here on the defense. Torsi going for that mid pick early, not spotting too much, but he has indeed been spotted. He'll see a few players coming out through second middle.
Yeah, nothing real you can take away from that. That's pretty standard, just seeing someone jump across to see the pacing of how fast a team might be moving up alt mid. Slow start to the round from FURIA. Just getting into position, looking for aggression, looking for pushes. Nothing seen, so now they descend. Descend towards middle. Group up. They've got 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs for an execute. And 4 MOUZ players to defend.
Smoke it long, and a follow-up towards Modo. Cello charging in. It's a full execute inside of the site right now, and Cello's just trying to stream forward and spot someone. He's acted as a distraction. He's drawn a few of the crosshairs away, but it's still Exertion standing tall inside of the site, and it will be Shuei to come in and finally get a couple of kills back here for MOUZ. Skulls even takes his own teammate down in all the chaos and confusion, and Caserado cannot pull off a wonderful, heroic clutch. So it will end up being a MOUZ pistol.
Yeah, MOUZ just make the perfect read, the perfect timing on that rotation. Bring in that 4th player over, and once they see the smoke streaming up, a 3rd player steps into the bomb site. So just a beautiful stack. 1 pit, 1 at the missile boxes, 1 behind the default boxes, and it's just so hard to break your way into that if you're FURIA. Cello looks left instead of right. Basically a 50-50 guess, and it's kind of all done from there. No access. And pistol rounds have, especially T-pistol rounds, have been a big luxury for FURIA. They won it on Nuke, they won it on Mirage, and that was able to get them out to some decent starts on both those maps. They don't have that here on Inferno.
Brolin holding down in Banana. Just gets nothing, actually. It was Exertion to pick up the first in the MP9, and then he followed up with a second. And he'll clean up Banana, and very, very quickly, all 5 kills for Exertion. That is a speedy ace against pistols.
Yeah, we take that. A speedy ace and a very valuable ace. He gets a lot of bonus money on that MP9. He can drop plenty of weapons moving forward. In fact, he just drops the AWP straight up to Torji. Noah Bai is coming in this round. So shout out to Exertion for the good performance, and now setting up their star hopper. Nice, easy cleanup. Good placement of the nade. Maybe a little bit too deep, but the MP9 does all the work in the end. 2-0.
FURIA finally get the rifles out. It's going to be a couple of Galils in there, the 3 AKs. And they're going to be fighting through Banana. Caserado jumps up on top of the logs, hoping that that vantage point will allow him the opening kill, but he falls back and it now settles down as MOUZ have won the initial skirmish for Banana control.
Deep smokes. MOUZ want to keep control of Banana as much as possible, especially allowing the MP9 to move up into a more aggressive position, but Caserado hits a stunner.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's Exertion down. He hit the weaker weapon. Did a lot of damage to Caserado.
And it's a ton of utility used by the defense at the B bomb site, and I think that's part of the reason why we're just seeing them evacuate. They have no more smokes, no more nades, nothing stockpiled, no Molotovs, and they just say, we straight up, with an MP9 and a FAMAS, we really can't hold on to this site. So if FURIA comes here, we just have to save and replenish utility into the next round.
And they are going to go into the B bomb site. Smoke goes in for the CT cross. And the only player here is Shuei. He's sitting inside of that CT smoke. But there is a couple of players now starting to push up towards top middle, but I think the strength of that AWP should scare them into the B plate, and they will go towards that opposite side of the map now. Shuei, remember, still in that CT smoke. The bomb is now crossing over. Shuei gets caught by Fallen as the smoke fades away. Now they've got to plant the bomb, and will do so. And these MOUZ players, will they be enticed to coming back in it on this retake attempt?
No, you're not trying to retake this unless Torji breaks that smoke. That's the second time we've seen him throw a nade into a smoke a little bit. Yeah, a little short, a little far earlier on Nuke. But yeah, without that kill from the op early on, there's no point. There's no point. The percentage chance of retaking this bomb site is so small. So save the weapons. FURIA on the board early. And because of that dropped AWP from Exertion in the previous round, Torji's got plenty of money to pass an M4 back over, return the favor. So another full buy for MOUZ as these two teams jockey for early control of the economy.
the difference was in that second half of Mirage was the fact that Caserado was actually shooting. You know, he wasn't there on Nuke. He wasn't there for the first half of Mirage. As soon as Caserado started finding impact, FURIA started winning rounds. And it's hopefully going to continue here. It's an early sign that Caserado is going to be doing some decent work towards Banana on that entry, but he must perform here if you are going to take Inferno.
I mean, the FURIA capitulation on Nuke and then the comeback on Mirage is a perfect example of how different this team is and how much more dangerous they are when Caserado's playing like that, finding his impact. You need to have it if you're FURIA.
And here he comes again. He is going to be a threat round after round towards B. He rounds that half wall to see nobody on the other side. Utility forces MOUZ further and further back, but they want to come and reclaim what they lost. Flashes up, it's effective. Yuri blinded, taken off the top. And they get out of there now, set up the AWP instead. Fallen walks right into it. And FURIA not off to the races here. They've lost 2 members with no trades.
Now, got decent control of Banana pretty early on and a good exchange of utility, but Yuri just sticking to that fight while blind instead of dropping off really put them in a rough spot. And obviously, Torji's AWP undiscovered until Fallen slides into the scope. Skull's going to try and be the creator for FURIA. Peek up towards mid, a little bit of utility, see if he can get anything. But nobody from MOUZ is peeking. In a 5-on-3, playing it smart, playing it conservative, making sure FURIA have to commit if they want to find a frag.
Torzi. Smoke will block his vision. Put out by his own team. 25 seconds, and that smoke is holding FURIA back. They've got to break it open. They've got to attack in towards the insertion. Taken away by Cello. Towards the back of the bomb site, using a slim pillar as effective cover. And he'll go to the pistol to try and finish off Caserado, but it's not effective enough. Time is of the essence. 10 seconds left in this round. Caserado picks that bomb up and now sprints to place it on the site. Shuey going through the smoke. Caserado gets the bomb down. Oh, big turn from Caserado. And it's only Infat left with a bigger clutch back. That round was all over the place, but it's MOUZ that come out on top.
It felt like that flash play was genius. It felt like that should have just ended the round. Skulls and Caserado somehow keeping control, but old Jimpat, man, what a beast he was on map 1, and this is big impact in map 3.
Doesn't even look like it bothered him whatsoever. He just looks like he's at the same level of composure. Just coming in, staying cool under the pressure and selecting both targets very quickly.
Oh, Skulls is going to wish he had had that fight back to land that shot. He had some chances. Low HP on Caserado and Skulls. But yeah, I mean, that felt like it was out of reach for FURIA, so on some level, even losing that, you're like, yep, you know what? Fair play, good try. And Caserado again is going to find the entrance in Banana.
Exertion's having a nightmare against Caserado at the moment. That is one way to get FURIA the player advantage. And there will be some pressure applied towards top mid. Yimfat just peeks through Boiler.
Yeah, but the equalizer given over with no chance of a rebuttal. Shuhei with an MP9. Yimpat, does he want to swing out? Oh, good work. Fine work with the SMG.
Yeah, Shuhei does well that. Yimfat now looking to finish off the job. His in-game leader started. Yuri is going to slip behind that smoke at top mid and get back to safety behind the walls. And there's still time left for FURIA to make something of this, and it is Caserado and Yuri. Often referred to as the fangs of FURIA, but they don't have a lot of ground here. Not a lot to really do at the moment.
This is a round that they should be going for. I think at the moment they're just looking for where the information is gonna come from, well. And it's coming from behind Yuri. Towards middle, can't connect it. Wasn't fully prepared. There's even a second player who got a little bit deeper. So Caserado now 1v3. And he will not expect Jimpat coming around to his left.
Oh, he's
easy kill.
And Yimfat's able to come around that corner and knock him down and give a 4th round over to MOUZ. Now, FURIA have played from behind before. We just seen it on Mirage. But they're going to feel like a couple of these first rounds of this half could have gone the other way.
They had that on Mirage too, though,
yeah.
And they were able to overcome it. And we had to praise him on that map for the tenacity and the conviction to stick in the game and make that comeback happen.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it too often in the series, but they are going to have to do it again here.
I think one of the bigger problems is the luxury they had on Mirage was winning that T-pistol and getting out to like a 3-round lead, and then you had a little bit of a buffer. Without that, if this half continues to be dominated by MOUZ, it's going to be really hard to scrape even the 5 rounds they got on Mirage. It's going to be really hard to give yourself a chance to come back in the second half.
They're trying to apply pressure to B and get a bomb plant, but it looks like that opportunity is now gone away. As the window is closed by utility, FURIA locked in Banana, and YimFat very quick to take out Skulls. He's close to finding the second net. Fallen's down on 1 HP, and YimFat decides to take some cover and start taking these fights at long range, and that's going to favor Jimmy with the superior weapon. Somehow Fallen survives in 1 HP and actually wins that fight with a P250. Another one for Fallen. Okay, Fallen, finally he's taken out of that.
Yeah, you love that though if you're Fallen. Give me those fights all day long. A little bit lucky on the swing through the smoke, just spamming into it and gets a fortunate dink, but that's economy taken away. Op is recovered from MOUZ, and a timeout called by FURIA early, as they want to make sure they don't get into too deep of a hole before they really get started. So a conversation on what adjustments they can make to start finding some success.
Timeout taken for FURIA. Tense times now for the Brazilians. There's no fallback. Gonna start picking up round 2 in this first half. And the AKs return. And they have been finding success in Banana quite consistently with Kestrada, so I'd imagine that won't stop. They'll keep trying to get something out of that. Kestrada and Yuri make their way up. Exchange utility over the top of Cart. Banana clouded with smokes.
Can he hold this angle? How does FURIA decide to approach it? A flashbang drop to the left. Do they just swing? It's just a swing, and Torji can't flick fast enough.
Receives a lot of damage. Torji not re-peeking, but not changing his position.
But that's a good change-up from FURIA. Instead of kind of emphasizing taking Banana control first, they've taken Hull's control first, and now they come towards Banana, and that utility just wrecks Exertion's vision.
Another head-to-head duel gone the way of Kestrada versus Exertion, and that opens up space towards this B bomb site. It puts Brolin under a lot of pressure towards the back of the bomb site itself, and he's dancing with the fountain. He does damage onto 2, but not a single kill yet until Shui finally arrives. Plays from Coffins, looking to put FURIA players in 1. He's done well. Another kill, this time on Kestrada. 40 seconds remaining, and Skulls is pushed out through middle. He's calling for his teammate to come back because A site will soon be confirmed to be clear.
Yeah, this is actually a beautiful play from Skulls. He was the one who forced back the AWPer earlier and stuck around at the A bomb site when all of MOUZ was shifting over. He found plenty of space to make a play, open up plan B.
Well, they haven't cleared pit yet, but they have to commit to the plant now on default. Torzi had a small chance to try and deny that bomb from passing safely, but it's gone now.
You have to send Shuhei first, because this AWP doesn't want to commit unless there's a real chance at winning the clutch.
There's only one piece of utility, and it's a flashbang in the hands of Torzi. So Shuei's going to go contact, and now the peak comes up. Fallen confirms that they're now moving forward. This allows Skull to activate from the graveyard, but the bullet's not landing until that headshot. And now the Glock is pulled, time ticking, and Torzi has knocked health. He nearly gives it up, though. He nearly gives it up, and Skulls, it's a risky play, but it has paid off. He'll get away with it. The swing to the headshot, and a massive round from Skulls.
I like the Molotov onto the bomb for no good reason. Just like, I'll just throw it out there just in case.
It was the idea he had initially, and then Ralph just keep going with it.
Good job from FURIA, and as I mentioned, that's all Skulls. Forcing back the AWPer and then making the play that allows FURIA to back away from this disaster at the B bomb site. A little bit sketchy in this engagement, but gets the job done. And FURIA's got 2. It's a MOUZ timeout as their money starts to run low.
We all know that word. And this is the first timeout for MOUZ. They haven't needed one. But finally, FURIA have forced it out of them.
And this also, I mean, it also goes back to like the Fallen kills of the P250 just a couple of rounds ago in like garbage time. Finding 2 extra kills, 1 pushing down mid, 1 jumping through smoke as well, forcing those rebuys. And all of a sudden you look at this and MOUZ is like, oh, we would like to have 1 more M4. That'd be a good luxury. But it was taken away previously by a little bit over-aggressive hunts, let's call it.
Mistakes, another one. Hey, okay, Torzy right through the mid-smoke. AWP comes in, and Eureka. So it's a good opener here for MOUZ to play with. And they'll take everything they can get, looking at the kind of purchase they've got here. Getting the most out of that AWP.
I've liked his game in this series so far, Torzy. Mixing in a lot of these aggressive peaks from time to time. Not overdoing it, but just throwing them out in surprise, especially rounds like this with the weaker weapons where you need to find a little bit of an advantage somewhere. And the AWPer keeps providing for MOUZ.
Okay, Serato, they line up. He does damage on a 2, but Torzy with another kill here for the MOUZ defense.
That's through Exertion's leg. He's brought down to 4. They got to hustle back, though.
They've got the info, though, the FURIA, that AWP has rotated to the other side of the map, so they sense a time to go into this A play. Is it going to work out for them? Yimfat takes a few steps back. He gets a kill and does damage onto the second player out of the balcony, and that rotation is now arriving from the B-bomb site. It is going to become so much more difficult for FURIA because they still have to deal with Shuei, who's sitting inside of the site, elevated on the box, and Brolin on the rotation from B secures the final kill. That is all Torzy in the early rounds, and the rest of MOUZ close it.
The pick, the kill on Serato and Banana, and then seeing Banana is clear. Doesn't matter that the AWP's on the other side of the map if you still got plenty of A defenders who know exactly what's coming at their position. Really good bounce back from MOUZ in a low economy round.
And now FURIA once again, that old familiar sting of having to go to pistols. They've got full banana control, full control right now for MOUZ, and they'll re-smoke it. Just running the time down further and further.
Want to wait for this smoke to clear so they can actually try and make an attack happen, and unfortunately...
Yeah, the smoke pull.
Yeah, that was an important piece of utility that's no longer available, and now it's all set up for a mowdown. Exertion and Brolin let nobody pass. A 5-round lead for MOUZ.
And this is the problem when you're a new roster and you're going up against one of the best squads in the world. Even if you do pull a big comeback on Mirage, you bring it to map 3, you still got to play map 3 against one of those top squads, and we're seeing MOUZ become quite comfortable with the beginning of this half. 7 rounds already collected, and plenty of opportunities to now extend that as well. Torzy confident to peek down mid with a sniper.
All of FURIA's openings have been pretty patient, pretty relaxed. Outside of a couple opening kills from Serato over in Banana, they've been content to just kind of sit back and let these initial salvos of utility from MOUZ soar down Banana ineffectively.
Exertion fighting Serato, and this time it's a 1-for-1 trade. Quickly, Brolin gets that kill back. He's looking to just try and make sure that no one from FURIA feels emboldened enough to push through that. 1:05 seconds left.
Yeah, FURIA, though, they're not together at the moment. There's no ability to kind of punish anything, so they're going to be content to let those smokes fade at the base of Banana and let MOUZ start considering the fact that it's possible they can move up and take that control. Utility out towards Rap side. Skulls encroaching in holes, and Jimpat's just a fingertip away from being spotted. And because they've been patient with this, Brolin's rotated back to the B bomb site. He was covering this play from FURIA. So Rap side's available by the time this smoke clears. Tough defense for Torzy and Jimpat.
Yuri heads down to 39 health.
This is the bomb.
In fact, can find the bomb on Fallen, and Fallen, oh, he baits those shots out of him. He's trying to keep him in an awkward fight, and Fallen schools him. Towards in the middle of the site, though, brings out that AWP and strikes to true with impunity. And with 10 seconds left, it is now Skulls diving down to default to try and save his team. A third round on the line here for Furia. If Skulls can collect a few, and he's got Brolin, it's just Shuey on the other side. And Skulls gets out of that.
Don't overthink it.
And he won't. It is going to be Shuey sticking it. Is Skulls going to peek? Is he going to go for it? Shuey holds it all the way, but Skulls will deny him. It's a third round for Furia, and his new home is comfortable.
He didn't have the timing. He realized it right when he was trying to make the decision if he wanted to wrap through halls and change his position. Realized he didn't have the time. Shuey could have stuck it. And that's 2 clutches in this map for Skulls. Very aggressive run-in from Brolin on his low NHP. No way for Shuey to trade or build upon that kind of a play. And Furia might have found an avenue back into this map. If they win this round, MOUZ is out of money. And that's their chance to close the gap.
There's YimFat starting things off with an SMG again. He's 10-4 right now. A lot of the time he's spotted with an MP9. MOUZ up a player. Once again, Furia must play with a 4v5. With K-Serrado damaged and Torzi peeking in middle, it is starting to look increasingly unlikely that Furia will be able to fight in this round. Their last-ditch effort is towards the B-bomb site, where they must challenge Exertion and Brolin. We're playing in a passive setup designed to delay, and it's worked out pretty well. Exertion's got a second kill through the smoke, and now it's just K-Serrado. He's on 20 health, so I don't think he's going to be able to do too much, and Torji's able to clear him out with that AWP. So an 8th round for MOUZ.
Torji's been a beast on this third map on Inferno. He's got 10 kills right now, being led by Exertion with 11, but Torji's AWP, just whether it's picks, whether it's these mid-rounds, he's sliding into angles very assertively, and he's tracking Furia all the way around the map. That last hit, 3 players trying to enter the B bomb site, there's no strength in that hit. Torji's ripped it all away from them.
Is quick this time from Fury up through Banana, but a lot of grenade damage being done, and that makes it easier for a couple of stray bullets to remove Skulls. And they're just bashing their heads against the Banana wall, and it works out for Yuri, I guess. Zershin just getting pounded through the smoke, and this fight in the apartments could go YimFat's way because they double up, and a pair of headshots collected with ease. The young Finn does not stop, and this last round of the half is comfortably in favor of MOUZ.
That's so nasty. YimFat is so good. That's the bomb. It's the bomb as well. Yuri and K-Serrado are going to have to try and pick it up. They're going to go for this round, as you mentioned, last round of the half. But they don't have the HP to get through this.
No, they do not. What a start to the half it was for K-Serrado, though. He felt like he was winning almost all of those Banana fights against Exertion, but
they struggled to capitalize on him. They lost both rounds. He got the opening kill in the early going onto Exertion.
And Exertion started playing much better towards Banana, too, and started winning a lot of those duels as the half went on. And now the half will come to a close as YimFat gets his 13th kill. He might close it with 14 here as he gets that final on.
Furia struggled to find openings. It was K-Serrado who had 4 openings. The rest of his team had 0 combined. He was the only one finding impact in the early going of the rounds.
Well, it was the CT side that they were able to mount that comeback. And a good start to this pistol. It's Cello on the double.
Yeah, nice aggression. Burning Exertion out of his position, trying to just get a foothold in Banana, but denied to him. And Cello's dualies, he gets it right at the end. Out of bullets, but here's the Palace play. Unfortunately, the bomb's dropped in Banana, so this can't really have any impact. Furia's more than happy if you have the A-bomb site at this point in the round.
Yeah, they're going to have to get their steps up here for MOUZ. YimFat and Brolin slowly making their way through the A site, but that bomb is comfortably in control of Furia. It is almost surely locked in now that Furia will pick up the pistol. We said it back on Mirage. We said it had to take the first step of a long road. And this looks like the first step now of Inferno. YimFat, good headshot. There's still a player at T-Stars, and that's Yuri. Good shot back from Brolin, though. This is a 1v2 for Brolin. He's got some time, and they're separated here. They're not together. He gets across the first problem, and now he has a chance on Skulls. How does Brolin play this? He now gets into the middle of Banana, takes a reload, makes sure he maximizes the amount of bullets left for him. And Skulls actually taking steps back into the B-bomb site. They're running that clock down. If he takes this fight against Yuri and wins it, he's got an open A site to run to. And he's got 20 seconds. He's made it up middle. Yuri's going to be chasing him down, and he's keeping him pinned. 15 seconds. Brolin realizes the time is of the essence, and he'll get around that corner. A bomb plant would be massive considering this scenario. That'll get extra cash to MOUZ for the next at least. But Brolin, just about getting the bomb down and then denied any safety from Yuri.
Yeah, he wasn't sure if Skulls might have fallen all the way back through CT spawn. Can't really plant in the open at the A bomb, or at the A bomb site, excuse me. That's not a bad clutch attempt whatsoever, though, from Brolin. And in that situation, I mean, even getting the bomb planted is quite a nice victory, considering where this bomb was dropped and lost. Some really good headshots coming out at the end to make that round dangerous. 9-4, but that's the exact start FURIA needed. With the plants, however, a buy comes in. So a lot of danger in this second round. 3 Galils, 2 upgraded pistols.
That's what the difference of allowing the bomb plant can make on this round. FURIA have to withhold. Serrano. He's got the big A4. He's also lost a decent amount of his health. 55 left.
There's no reason to get in any kind of a spam battle in Banana if you're MOUZ. No reason to stick to it and extend that. Already had enough of a disadvantage as it is. No reason to play that game. Back towards middle we go.
Flash is going to allow these MOUZ players to burst through top mid. And no one is here to stop it for FURIA. They're playing quite passive, one in the pit, one on the site. Xerxin has seen that site player and now looks to try and deal with a pit threat. Yimfat just goes flying off the balcony. Yuri's out of bullets, but so is his opponent. And Xerxin goes down. Yuri delivers 2 before finally being put in the ground by Torzi. But another bomb plant secured here for MOUZ. And this time it's a 2 versus 3 post plant, and they can actually play it. This could go in favor of MOUZ.
Yeah, especially with Torji's position. That's a nice nade. Oh! Steps right into the one tap, and yeah, now it's real doable.
Now the pressure's on FURIA. They have no kits. No kits on either of these 2 players. They've got to move quite swiftly, and they've got to deal with Torji in pit, and his position is powerful, as is he. And with Keserado's step backwards, it is a sign that this one is over. He has no kit, no time, and no chance. It is 10 rounds for MOUZ. That bomb plant from Brolin in the pistol allows them to have Galils, and MOUZ are able to bounce back after a pistol loss and reach 10.
I mean, I'll just, this is give credit to Jimmy. I give credit to Jimfat over in pit, what he's able to do. Ooh, a little bit awkward. Excuse me, Yuri. Give credit to Yuri in pit, my bad. That's a nice double kill. But the fact that at the end of the day, Torji having this kind of a position in pit, holding them at bay that entire time is so spectacular.
Second timeout being used up here for the side of FURIA. MOUZ now 3 rounds away from the semifinals here in Riyadh. The other semifinal is G2 versus Virtus Pro.
We still got one more coming tonight, one more quarterfinal tonight.
And it's a big one. Na'Vi versus FaZe. 2 absolute titans in the Counter-Strike world. And the winner of that will move on.
I don't know how you set up this round if you're FURIA to fight back. You have the single M4 on Keserato. When MOUZ had their low buy rounds, they at least had an AWP in play, and Torji was able to get a little bit aggressive to alleviate some of the pressure. I'm not sure what you do as FURIA. Keserato gonna stay strong, stay aggressive, stay in position. Xerxin and Shui take a lot of damage from the utility, but they've gained Banana control, and FURIA setting up for a Banana retake.
Are they even going to be allowed to do it?
I think the flashbang's going to be past him, even if they do throw it. And no, they won't. Shuhei lines him up. The transfer. And that's it. That's the knockout punch.
That is so sick from Shuhei. That double headshot. He just cuts right through FURIA. That's 11 rounds for MOUZ. And this is a much better performance than we've seen from Shuhei on Mirage. He will want to forget about it, and I'm sure he has already. But this Inferno showing is a much different performance from Shuai. 11-4. And this does not have the signs of a miraculous comeback from FURIA. We haven't seen them play Inferno yet, and it is early days in this roster's history. It is hard to develop your map pool for the first event of the season. And the deeper you go in a best of 3 against one of the best sides in the world, the more difficult it will become.
Massive lead in terms of the scoreboard. Tactically outplaying FURIA throughout this map. They have complete control of the economy. There's no reason MOUZ should feel any pressure at this moment. That's so clean. It is so clean.
And now look what FURIA have. They don't have much. There's a couple of pebbles. The MOUZ are about to get 12 rounds. The decision not to invest is a mentality that you will tell yourself you're playing for overtime.
So MOUZ looking for trickery. That's the cause of this slow open. They have that foothold in Banana over at Logs. Exertion and Shuai going to start pressing forward. But MOUZ just making sure they don't get caught by any nade stacks, any kind of flash peeks. And FURIA have no way to track them across the map or find out where they're headed.
Smoke deployed out, trying to delay this MOUZ attack, but it is going to be disrespected. Shuai's actually being double dinked. Castorado gets a dink off before Brolin's able to turn. And Fallen's still alive at the back of the bomb site. Eventually he's taken out, but Cella's USP doing some work. And FURIA actually doing more than expected, but
yeah,
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, MOUZ struggled with that quite a bit. They're a little bit fortunate. None of those armored 5.7s were over there. That could have gotten real spicy. Coming in for a flank up Banana, though. It looks like Yuri and Skulls, knowing they're going to buy in the next round, set up for some exits, try and scavenge some weapons. But the big story is MOUZ having 8 rounds to win this series, move on to the semis. One Smouya fan in the audience.
Everywhere we go.
They're everywhere.
And they will now buy FURIA. I heard the word comeback out there. Let's see if it is.
They don't have an AWP in play. They're going to be missing a little bit of utility on a couple players. It's not bad. They're going to be missing kits, certainly. But yeah, I mean, again, it's about talking about FURIA is about putting in context some of the positive signs we've seen, some of the adaptations that's Fallen is making as the in-game leader, especially on the T sides, a little bit more slower pace, a little bit more patient, a little bit more pauses in the mid-rounds to kind of collect yourselves and see where you want to attack and assess the situation. And some good results in the best of 1. But once we've got into series play to start against Na'Vi and here against MOUZ, they haven't been able to get the job done.
Exertion winning behind the half wall. He's just spamming, but he's out of bullets. And Cello, oh, he's blinded. It would have been fantastic for Cello if he was able to get more out of that, but Fallen steps up instead. It's 2 kills for Fallen, and FURIA not dead yet.
That was a little bit unhinged for MOUZ.
It was,
that was a little bit of an unhinged Banana take.
Done, didn't they? Just blew the door off the hinges, hoping it was enough.
I think everyone is feeling like a little bit like, I got this Galil, let me just try something crazy. And poor Torji's like, well, I just invested in the AWP, and now I'm going to lose it.
Yeah, it's gone.
I can't do anything.
It goes to the M4 instead here. It's going to give it a go. They got money. They got money to burn.
Yeah, they'll be fine buying in the next rounds. But if you're FURIA, the nice thing about Torji switching out to the M4 is it doesn't pass the free AWP over to FURIA. So good call from Torji. FURIA still without that weapon, and we saw in the first half how much of an impact it can have moving around the map and being a force to reckon with.
MOUZ with one more left to get. And go back up Banana again. This time Exertion hoping for a different result, and he certainly collects that. Caserado dead. Sees the second player. Cello's taking damage. That grenade, it does not finish him off, but it drops him down to 30 HP. Good work from Exertion, and he stays alive to tell the tale, so he gets away. Yimfat.
Ooh, look at this off angle, though. Oh, the pop-up!
How has he done that?
He's too good.
How has he done that?
He's too good, man. That's so filthy. Now, FURIA's made the right read for the moment. 3 players all shifted over. They've evacuated the B bomb site. They need to stack if they want any chance at winning this, and Skulls is going to start it off.
4v3. A good kill at least for FURIA to pull back. Skulls needs to do more than that, and he certainly will do exactly that. Cello from short looks up on Yimfat. 2 low HP players from MOUZ. And FURIA refusing to lose this one.
Really good round from Skulls, and it helps out, obviously, that the most aggressive player in that stack is a defender. So MOUZ never get the information that the stack is in place. No smoke, Torji's gonna have to challenge. But not even that is available to him. It's denied by the FURIA smoke, and there he goes. Fallen finds that. They're up on 6, and now you can recover the AWP.
Fantastic work from Skulls. Halfway there.
Halfway there. Buckle up. Here we go. Back to pistols for MOUZ. A 5-on-3 advantage for MOUZ slips away. Good recovery from FURIA to keep this series alive. But it doesn't feel like a comeback yet.
No, it does not. There's still many steps to take. And if they slip even slightly, it is over. Their time in Riyadh will come to a close, and they will be out of the Esports World Cup. MOUZ taking control of the apartments. Only 2 players have upgraded their pistols. It's Exertion and Brolin. And the mob mentality might pay off. The grouping up, overwhelming Yuri, and that rifle runs out of ammo.
And Yuri was the only one defending lane, so bomb plant is going to be here for MOUZ and a recovered weapon. It's a little bit dangerous.
Oh,
Cello goes down. Oh no, not like this. Don't let it slip away.
Oh, it really does not feel like a comeback now. Brolin inside of the site, M4 goes down, but it's Shuei with the weakest gun. The Glock still in his hands, but he sneaks in behind, but Caserado, the sound of the crowd perhaps favoring him as he considers that flank, and he turns instantly to take out Shuei.
Okay, FURIA get away with one there. They really do get away with one. That looks sketchy. 12-7. And I mean, if you're FURIA, you're kind of like, all right, that was the one gimme. That's the one we get. Now we have to be on notice. A little bit of a sloppy fight boosted up from Yuri.
And that's a reminder of how difficult this is going to be. The fact that MOUZ can do this much with 2 upgraded pistols. They can get this close.
Well, I mean, you have 2 players doubled up on Rap side that are smoked off, that really all they can do is kind of spam and hope that they land their shots. Yuri being the only one boosted up means that bomb site's wide open for access, and then you start recovering guns and it gets weird, real weird. Lead cut to 5. But MOUZ back with rifles.
The wise words of Pasha. And now we get into this one with FURIA at least having Fallen's AWP, and it's getting somewhat aggressive through Boiler, looking to apply pressure in the apartments. Brolin goes to the peak, missed shot from Fallen. The flash certainly helped in that, and Brolin takes him out, and now he's worried about a second player in the apartments, and he would be right to be worried because Yuri is here.
Yeah, with that pick, I mean, it forces FURIA's defense to make a decision. They decide not to double rotate. It's just Skulls starting to come back. Cello and Caserado stick over at the B bomb site. No indication this is anything more than typical Hull's control from MOUZ. But now they'll get that intel. Now the smoke starts streaming over, and the defense will be tested.
Yuri and Pit. Skulls playing from within the site, up on top of the box. Cello now coming in to help, and he has to help. He doesn't get anything out of it, and it's Skull staying alive inside of the site, drawing as much time as he can, but there's still plenty of it for MOUZ, and it looks like time is about to run out for FURIA here in Riyadh. The Esports World Cup will come to a close for the Brazilians, unless Cacerado has one of the greatest clutches that we have seen. They know exactly where he is. He's pinned behind the smoke.
When you're ready.
And the first run out with this roster of FURIA heads to a quarterfinal.
Give us the countdown.
They battled through the Resurrection best of ones to get here. They took a map off MOUZ, one of the good squads, one of the top squads
in comeback
competition.
In comeback fashion as well.
But so MOUZ will march on. They will march on to the semifinals. They will play the winner of FaZe versus Na'Vi.